claim that all Jews are a monolith in their unconditional support for a far-right, ultra-nationalist, ethno-state government engaging in... Listen, if you were white, this conversation wouldn't happen. I am white, just not white enough for some on this issue. Every other issue that I talk about, I don't get hit on like this. This is the one issue. Majority report agreeing with you. The term Zionism can sometimes encounter issues because there are many Jews who identify with the term for reasons of upbringing or whatever and fit with the Einstein version more or less. Jewish community and pluralistic Palestine. Yeah, that definition Einstein didn't agree with either and recognized was wrong. Einstein would now be considered an anti-Zionist with his attitude about what the nation-state project of Israel looked like early on. That's the problem, okay? You can't just like assume that this is something that it objectively isn't. It's like saying, well, I don't know, a lot of people grew up with the understanding that Israel is a democracy. Okay, I don't care. It's not. What do you mean? It's a ridiculous thing to be like, well, sorry, social conditioning actually is more important in this circumstance. Well, it's not. It's not the truth. What do you want me to do? Lie to you? That's what's crazy about this entire process is that, like, you can't imagine something that Israel is not. Okay, you can't imagine an alternative reality of what Zionism should be when it's not that, and then just be like, and I feel like I'm being hurt in this circumstance. I don't know how else to go about this. I don't get it. I don't fully comprehend it. I don't know what to say. Isn't that like saying all Westerners are right-wing nut jobs that want to delete black and brown people? What? Dude, this is a political definition, okay? It is a project. It is an ethno-state project with well-defined boundaries. It's not like saying all Westerners are right-wing nut jobs that want to delete black and brown people. You don't have an issue with that, right? If I were to say, okay, and their fascist ideology dictates okay? When I say that, everyone's like, yeah, I get that. That's correct. That's a correct assessment. I have Israeli Jews in this chat. What do you mean? What a ridiculous conversation to have over and over and over again. It is a settler colonial project. That is what it is. The issue, however, is that it is a settler colonial project that has unfolded in front of our eyes at a time when we've learned too much about the mistakes of the past when we were growing up. So it is at odds with what we think is right and wrong. So you can't make up for that. It would have still been wrong if it was conducted in the 17th century, but we're not in the 17th century. No, I agree with you. I'm just saying a lot of Jews can have a knee-jerk reaction to the term people going after Zionists, like all Zionists or whatever, because a lot of people don't see it the way that we do. So I think you just need to have some patience and understanding on that front. It's not the primary issue here, but just something to consider for the purposes of communication. No, I'm very familiar with this. I understand it. I understand it. Trust me, I do.
The first instance of this stuff I saw was when, like last year, during his first dust up with you, when he did that thing that like all these guys do, where it's like they live in America, their families live in America, they'll never move to Israel, and in fact, one of their family members moved from Israel because it actually sucks to live there.
Bro, they're making, he's posting like, he's posting like he's got bars from Columbia campus, dude. Like that, dog, you're in Yemen. Like, what do you mean?
It's just like making him do this, like, but he did that thing where like, last year, where he's like, oh, you want to make it so Israel is a Jewish homeland? Where is my wife who lives with me in...
Like, the question I have is, there are a ton of anti-Zionist Jews, many of which that have been on this broadcast, many of which that are endlessly accessible in this community. When someone says, like, Zionists, do these anti-Zionist Jews go, whoa, why you say me for? Or do they go, yeah, I get what they're saying. That's the difference, okay? I don't get it. I don't understand it. Anti-Zionist Jews themselves, including Felix Biederman, will also say sometimes even worse than just Zionists, okay? This does not mean that there aren't bad faith actors that try to masquerade as pro-Palestinian in an effort to funnel a lot of anti-Semitic agitative propaganda. The distinction here is that I do not allow that, you know? I don't allow that, and I regularly speak out against it. That's why I said yesterday, like I urged Ethan to talk to Sam Cedar. Okay, there are very thoughtful, very kind, very understanding, and much less how do I say this? Much less straight anti-Zionist Jews out there that we could talk to, I think, develop a different understanding of these matters. I don't think that I will be able to reach them, but maybe they could. That's it. Like, because the reason why I bring up Sam Cedar is because, well, not only is he my uncle, okay, my real uncle, and not my fake uncle like Jank, but also because I think he is an incredibly thoughtful person that will broach the subject with a lot more charitability than someone like Felix will. You know what I mean? Gabor Mate is another great example of this. I just don't think that I can, I'm gonna be honest, like I just don't think that I can like penetrate the hardened position that he has. You're a Muslim defender now? I mean, I have never stopped being a Muslim defender. My name is Hassan in America post 9/11. Like, what do you mean? Felix Dumb got it. I love Felix. He is brilliant. He's hilarious. He is my goat. He is not as tactful as others. Felix is an anti-Zionist Jew for, you know, many decades at this point. You get a little bit more hardened, I think, over time. And, you know, the way that you approach the subject matter is going to be less tactful. How much do you weigh at the moment? Like 225 probably? How do I get there from 320? Work every day, baby. Work every day. Put your best foot one step at a time. Time will absolve you per tradition. Yeah, but it sure sucks while you're living in it, you know? Not that it fucking matters. I saw something online on my subreddit actually that I wanted to point to. Someone did an effort post. I mean, there's a lot of effort posts, right? There's a lot of effort posts, but this one was really interesting because I think he took a clip from the stream out of context on a show. So I figured it would be a good idea to add context by breaking down the stream with timestamps. Impossible to argue that Hassan is doing anything but standing up for Ethan and telling off his chat in the stream, regardless of what Ethan's unhinged, untrue rant calling for his friend to be banned on Twitch will have you think. Ethan turning off comments on the video when fans disagree with him in the comments is insane. This is from Friday, September 13th, 2024 stream. Hassan begins by reacting to the video Why the Leftovers podcast ended. Hassan talks about why he never talks about Ethan, why Leftovers ended because of parasocialism and him not being at odds with Ethan on Israel-Palestine. Hassan says he doesn't care that Ethan calls him out because he knows Ethan's heart is in the right place about Israel-Palestine, regardless of how he treats Hassan's community and mom. Why don't you yell at Frogan? Okay, before people go, why don't you guys yell at, why doesn't Hassan yell at Frogan? Why doesn't Hassan yell at Frogan? You think I'm going to turn around and be like, hey, this hijabi Muslim woman who is a content creator herself, who is constantly getting serially harassed by Islamophobic monstrous pieces of whose family is still in Lebanon, you know? You think I'm gonna be like, hey, I know Israel's like, I know that Israel's your village and you're getting harassed endlessly, you know? But really dumb. Like, I think it's ridiculous. I personally don't even care if he's like calling me out or whatever. I heard that like people were saying the podcast today or something like that. I don't care. I genuinely don't care. For me, you know what I do care about? Ethan considering what Israel's doing to be far before October 7th, okay? I do care about that. I think that matters, especially when he is so close to the subject matter, so close to the different aspects of social conditioning that play a pretty prominent role in the development of American Jews, who are very progressive people overall. Okay, I don't like. Do you feel like I'm like regularly? Do you feel like these are the statements of a person who's like regularly and routinely directing harassment his way to him and his family? Hassan defends Ethan, telling off his chat, saying that Ethan will never become MAGA because people were like, "Nah, Ethan is going down the right-wing slant. He's going to become MAGA." I was like, "No, he's not. I don't think so." Anti-Semitism is abhorrent and completely unacceptable. I've never allowed it. It is my red line, obviously. You went from crying about Thousand Baby to calling you homophobia, shaking my head, sad to see. Hassan says when he looks back at Leftovers, he's happy that it happened. Hassan supports enjoying Ethan's content even when people disagree. Stark tone Hassan's content makes him feel, don't you think? Hassan says that he got the feeling that Ethan thought Hassan was trying to turn the H3 community against Ethan, when Hassan was instead offering more charitability and banning shouters to community the stream that should target and cause drama. Hassan defends Ethan's character even when Ethan gets too passionate, flies off the rails because ultimately Hassan thinks Ethan's heart is in the right place. Hassan says Ethan is 90% of the way there on the correct stance on Israel-Palestine. Hassan says please point to the anti-Semites in the chat so we can ban them. Says anti-Semitism is banned in his community. Here's the problem. When you're already operating under the mindset that like I am allowing anti-Semitism to fester, you can probably look at the situation and go, oh, he's just covering his base. Except there's never been a moment where I've thought that like anti-Semitism has been appropriate or acceptable. I've railed against my whole career. I've been dogged, harassed, swatted, family members harassed by showed up that he hates that they don't care about his well-thought-out opinion. He hates how they call Ethan and why he hates covering drama with Ethan, and that he knows that people will still speak his opinion to prove his community is anti-Semitic. Hassan goes off on chat again, calling them crazy, telling them they can't be normal, saying it's not D-Shatters cosplaying, but rather people who he say is not sufficiently leftist. If I ever catch someone talking maliciously about Gila, I will ban you. Permanently bans chatter talking bad about Ethan. Hassan correctly predicts that a reasonable take on the issue will not get clipped, but instead an out-of-context take will be by a certain community. And that's exactly what I'm trying to be my most best faith, honest self. I promise I have family in Israel and lost so many friends and connections from advocating for Palestine. I don't live in Ohio and I don't have an issue with anyone at H3. I think Ethan should just know better and give you and your community a sliver of grace you award him. Yeah, I agree. No, I don't disagree with you. It's just that this very reasonable take that you just mentioned is not going to make it to the supercut that like Boner Shelley's loving community is salivating to make. No one is going to hear this. They're only going to see the randoms in the chat being like, yeah, these guys are all here, okay? And you see these soldiers over time, you see them always. And that's exactly what happened. I correctly predicted that as well. And here we are. I pre-watched that. Hassan identifies someone posting the HD subreddit as a Destiny fan, LSF stalker who's been clipping him for 5 years. Program from Ethan's podcast, Hassan correctly predicts that all of these will come to the all of that will come to the situation with drama that turns into drama content and says that his audience is annoying and doesn't listen to him. Hassan correctly predicts that random chatters unnecessary chirping messages will be twisted against them. Ethan showed them on stream today. Hassan rage quits on chat, explaining that how they're acting is why leftovers ended, asking his chat to focus on what matters and will advance the cause of a free Palestine. Just felt this VOD/response from Hassan deserves a voice because Ethan didn't mention that Hassan defends him and tells off his chat about it. So if you're coming in here from fresh off the heels of like watching, this is one like 1 hour time frame from one singular VOD. Okay? If you're coming in here thinking like, oh, well, I watched a 2-hour character assassination. I've been following you for years and years, but I'm really shocked at your position on these issues now that I've seen this VOD, or Ethan's coverage over how I let anti-Semitism fester in this community or something like that, or I'm giving like mind control powers over to my audience. I'm like constantly signaling to them secretly with secret messages. I hope you understand that that is not the truth. And you are being you're being a sucker. That's it. Not only are you being a sucker, you're being a sucker in a really silly way in the midst of okay? So he's not lying about experiencing harassment, but he's totally neglecting the truth that is not encouraged by Hassan or that it's the norm of life. His brain is broken, is sad. Like, I'm sure he's experiencing harassment. Of course he's experiencing harassment. I haven't stopped experiencing harassment since October 7th. Everyone that has any opinion on this is going to get on. I get on by people who are pro-Palestine who say I'm not sufficiently pro-Palestine. I get on by everyone who's pro-Israel and get called a extremist who is who's anti-Semitic and is always like hyping up nonstop. The difference is when you say that about someone who is not pro-Israel, it sticks. There is a mainstream narrative surrounding this sort of thing. That's why the college campus protesters, regardless of their Jewish background, for example, were considered to be in the pocket of Hamas and the IRGC. That was a real narrative in the media, right? The balance is entirely slanted in mainstream discourse on these sorts of issues. That's it. This whole thing reminds me of the I consent meme format. Hassan Hamas, anti-Semitism is not tolerated here. Jewish community members, anti-Semitism is not tolerated here. Non-community members, sometimes not even Jewish, anti-Semitism is rampant. Yes. You probably just need to bite the bullets of what? Bite what bullets? Just stop covering Gaza. Stop speaking to the humanity of the victims. Just bite the bullet on the Tim Houthi kid. Why? Why would I ever in a million years turn around and take accountability over the tweets of a dude in Yemen who could be by American campaigns that are happening in his neighborhood every goddamn day? What an insane, listen to yourself, okay? Listen to yourself. Listen to yourself. There is no bullet to bite. I'm not going to ever cave or capitulate to an insane set of standards, an insane set of expectations. Yeah. If I did something that was up by my estimations, I would, of course, apologize for it. I have time and time again. But when people turn around and act like a 19-year-old in Yemen is not a survivor because I don't feel so, I'm sorry, you're wrong. You know what I mean? You're objectively wrong. That is the truth. He is a survivor of who might at any given moment be by American. No one cares in the media interviews an IDF soldier who says to level Gaza law. I know. I think it's utterly ridiculous to even have this conversation. I don't know. It's just very, very stupid. Fair. I do think people go way too far in making him sound like he actually is. In the eyes of a lot of these people that are pro-Israel, that want to defend Israel's actions, everyone that is a victim of American imperialism in any way, shape, or form is, of course, that's the whole point. How do you think we can continue this charade as Israel pummels Gaza into oblivion? Okay, it's hilarious. They're like, hey man, by the way, this 19-year-old in Yemen is holding must be a. Meanwhile, highest ownership per capita after the United States of America in Yemen. So I have to like him or Israel? Is there a reality I can disagree with both? Dude, go off. You can disagree with him all day, every day. I don't give a shit. But if you come in here and tell me that he is not a survivor, I will tell you that you are wrong. Okay? What do you mean you disagree with a 19-year-old in Yemen? Do you guys hear yourselves? Do you hear yourselves? We are talking about a 19-year-old in Yemen who is a survivor of the Yemen that was conducted with American. Yemen is being, as of last night, Yemen was again, okay? The internet was a mistake. The internet was a mistake. You have no way of understanding that this person, okay, that this person's life expectancy is very different than yours. This person's understanding of the world is very different than yours. Your approval is completely and utterly inconsequential. Ended 3 years ago. Exactly. He was 16. Yemen is still one of the poorest countries on the planet. He was 16 when it went on for almost a decade. So from 6 to 16, he survived endless man-made famine. What the are we talking about? I don't know how I can communicate this. But why don't you consider the agency of that Yemeni kid? I am considering the agency. Except many people think he is, under my guardianship or something. And I think the only reason why we're having this conversation is because people want to grab onto anything that they can. People want to grab onto anything that they can to just continue this discourse. Okay? And it feels like I'm having this conversation with people who are otherwise very progressive and maybe perhaps think that they're very progressive, but on this issue, dare I say, exhibiting a little bit of Islamophobia. Now, I don't like to say this because I know the moment that I drop this, people are gonna be like, oh, you think because this guy is a Houthi actually who is throwing gay people off the roof and you think I'm actually making this stuff? I'm actually assuming that he's doing that sort of thing in my mind, and that's Islamophobic. Why can I not speak to this person has? If he wants that I've decided that that's what he wants to do. Why can't I just say that? Wow, it's really tough. I can't believe some of the problematic tweets of a dude who basically all he knows is death and destruction in his life. Like, oh my God. I know. This drama has been artificially extended for months. We shouldn't even be having to talk about this. It's actually insane. I know. Maybe I read wrong, but I feel like Hassan's saying talking to the Yemeni guys like talking to Anne Frank back in their days isn't likening him to her. It's just that you get to talk to a Yemeni kid, a young kid that's grown up in a war and being constantly threatened. The reason why I mentioned that is because now in modern society, you have access to a person who is directly a victim and a survivor of, he is not the only survivor of that I've had on this broadcast. Motaz Aziza is another person that was in my house, grew up in Gaza. I interviewed him as well. Every single moment that we're covering this stuff, by the way, is successfully centering the conversation back to like the feelings of people living in the lap of luxury, myself included. I'm selfishly indulging in this, and it feels wrong. I'd rather talk about anything else. But the thing that I wanted to repeat, usually just use that comparison for anti-Semitic reasons, too dumb to realize these compared Jewish voice repeats the capos. I know. I think he thought Motaz was the Yemeni kid because he said you talked to the Yemeni kid as recently as last week. No, I haven't talked to him in like a year almost. 10 months ago is when I talked to him. No one will call Motaz because he's a journalist and his background isn't as vague as the kid. That's not correct. Plenty of people call him, a ton of people call him. The Israeli state assassinated his friend and the other journalist that was operating his drones. What are you talking about? Of course everybody calls him a... Dog. They call babies, exactly. They call it babies. This is the other thing that I was going to say. Like, there are a lot of people, this is something that I tried to communicate to Ethan a long time ago, okay? He said he didn't talk to him last week. He said you talked about him. Can we cover everything else, please? Yeah. Look, it's not just this community. There are a ton of other people. Ethan has been a very famous person online for years and years, developed a lot of people who hate him, just like myself, okay? I have a lot of haters that aren't just coming from Boner Shelley's community. Okay? Yeah, by the way, it's funny. People go, oh, wow. Like, people don't call Motaz a terrorist. People call me a dog. What are you talking about? What do you think Hamasabi is? What they're trying to say with that. I think people don't understand that Ethan's own fan base, because he had a genuine change of mind, which I respect him for, okay, still, to this day, on a lot of these issues, he cultivated a very progressive community, much broader and much different than my community. And those very progressive people understandably have a different attitude. I think that is the main problem here. Main problem here is that I don't think he understands this. I don't think he understands that his audience actively try to not think about his opinions or the way he presents himself on this issue, because the reality of the matter is, I still believe and hope that he is considerate of that Israel is engaging in, and that he recognizes that Israel is an apartheid state. I don't know where he's at on the matter, but considering that he consistently pulls up random people on Twitter and says, I've been getting serially harassed by people over and over again from Hassan's community, I think that's his way of saying, my opinion on the issue is known by everyone, but every single time, even the conversations, look back at the conversations that we had in the early steps, okay, in the early stages of October, the conversation that we had on my stream. Go back and watch the conversation with today's eyes. My position on none of this has changed, okay? My position on none of this has changed. And since then, a lot more people have become more cognizant, become more understanding of the situation on the ground, okay? I've had all of this. I've had this whole thing. I've had this entire conversation now at this point. And all he will see are things that are clipped with the most negative framing possible. And it will continue this endless spiral of drama, okay? The real problem here is, and the way I see it is I believe that the way he presents himself on this issue is the reason why a lot of people think that he is defending Israel. That's it. That is it. I can't do anything about that. I have tried to explain this to him publicly, privately. That was the thing that got clipped out of context in our conversation, the last conversation that we had on camera. Okay? If you recall, if you go back and watch that conversation that we had about like Jewish Voice for Peace, all this stuff. Okay? Let me see if I can find it. Where is it? It was on my, it's on my YouTube. And when I said back then, that got also clipped out of context, is still very prescient. Okay? Let me see if I can find the video real quick. And then I'm going to move on and we're going to do regular news coverage. Okay? Thoughts on Jenks? People support Palestine. He's a charlatan. He said anti-Semitic. He's just a a unique opportunist in the grand scheme of things. He's just like, he's an opportunist. He's a grifter. But he certainly is a unique communist, you know? Why can't anybody send me the clip of like me and Ethan having a conversation? Okay, this is not even the dude. You couldn't find it on my own page. There was a part in this conversation that was clipped where I was like, "Look, I can't control how people feel about the way that you present yourself on this issue." If you recall at the time, people clipped that out of context to be like, "Oh, I can't control my own community." He's saying, "Oh, I can't control his own community," when he's like demanded other people control their community. What I was saying in that situation is, I have done everything I can to control my community. I have regularly, with regular frequency, yelled at them. Okay? You edited that part out of your upload, I think.
I gotta go soon anyway. My throat is me.
Okay, well, I'm sorry. I think that
Is this it?
I think that people are too quick to jump to conclusions, especially the prevalence of certain talking points that they hear that they immediately go, "Oh, it seems like he's defending Israel." In the same way that people look at me and say, "Oh, you don't care. You love Hamas. Like, you must love Hamas. It's very obvious that you love Hamas," over and over again. Despite the endless condemnations that I deliver.
I feel that
and talk about the brutality of it. It's just people are very black and white on the internet, and they want to put you in a neatly defined box that says you believe this, and I think that you believe this, and you're sneakily and cynically and talking against this other position. I will not listen to what you have to say. I simply am going to perceive you a certain way and go along with it. At this point, this was all the way back. This was on November 9th, right? When we were having this conversation, the point I was making was, listen, dog, when you say from the river to the sea is actually anti-Semitic, and then I try to have a conversation with you about how it's not anti-Semitic at all, and I try to describe to you an emancipatory slogan, and then I tell you it's kind of like it's giving all lives matter when someone says Black Lives Matter, okay? Then of course people are going to think this way. Okay, you are in many ways repeating a lot of the things that like some of the most unhinged sociopathic defenders of Israel say. When you say like, "Oh, you like," some of the things that Ethan said that he apologized for were damn near identical to what Bill Maher says or what Asmongold said. Like, "Oh, you're gay," or "You're a sex worker, you'd be thrown off a roof in Gaza." Like, that is just straight up. That is straight up the same that Asmongold and Bill Maher say, right? Of course, people are going to make up their minds about this, no matter how much I try to tell them that, like, "Oh, you don't understand." Like, Ethan is very critical of the Israeli government for quite some time. And that's basically what I was saying. That's what I was trying to explain to him, both publicly and privately, over and over again. And yet it didn't matter. It didn't matter at the time, and it still doesn't matter. And I think this is more so, like, I think that there is I'm being as charitable as possible. I think that there is, like, obviously a very real fear of anti-Semitism. Anti-Semitism is on the rise. I've never said that it's not. There's very real anti-Semitism on the rise. It happens every single time Israel does something like this.
Never to this degree, never to this severity, but like Israel packages all of its actions with the idea that like they're doing it for all Jews, and a lot of opportunists use that and massage the already existing underlying anti-Semitism in American society to be like, see, look at what they're doing. There's also a lot of people who don't understand it. They're like, well, they're saying they're doing this for Jews. Like, I guess they are, or whatever, right? All of this stuff remains. All of this stuff is very real. Okay. So in all of this madness, when Ethan's expectation is that people will understand the nuances of his statements, like, of course they're not going to understand it, because they're seeing people burned inside of tents with IV bags like stuck to their bodies as they yell out. Like, they see the cries of Palestinian people every day. They see Gaza getting pummeled every day. They see Lebanon getting pummeled now. Like, of course, there is no room for nuance in that situation if you are focusing all of your time, effort, and initiative after hundreds of thousands of people, millions of people have been displaced, hundreds of thousands, possibly, we know directly from Israeli fire is like 45K over the course of 12 months, 2,000 in Lebanon that we know of thus far. Like, yeah, people are going to keep hearing you say like, oh yeah, the war is really traumatic and it's really devastating, but also I'm getting attacked. I'm getting attacked relentlessly by random accounts on Twitter, or I'm getting attacked relentlessly. Like, what the fuck is going on? Like, this is unacceptable. Like, people are going to lose charitability to your position over and over again. Okay. And I find that strange because like I don't think that, I've never made light of, or rather, I've never considered anti-Semitism to not be an issue. Of course it is. It is the canary of fascism. It is one of the easiest signifiers that someone that you're talking to is most likely a fascist. And that dynamic is changing now. Even anti-Semitism is becoming significantly more prevalent as Israel packages all of its actions as though they are doing it specifically at the behest of Jews all around the world. Okay? This is why I say Zionism is inherently anti-Semitic. So if you don't take a side, you get banned law? What do you mean? Where?
This is it.
This is what you're looking for?
In Israel.
I agree. I think that people are too quick to jump to conclusions, especially because of the prevalence of certain talking points that they hear, that they immediately go, oh, it seems like he's defending Israel. In the same, that's it. If the overwhelming majority of the points that you have communicated in the past 12 months pertain to how you feel and how you feel like you are the real victim of this situation, then yes, people are going to inevitably not have charitability for you, especially 12 months into it. And it's not my audience. It's not just my audience, rather. It's a much broader audience that you've cultivated of progressive people who are pro-Palestinian. That's it. It comes across as hollow and very self-centered, and I don't know what else to say about it. Like, there are real victims. There are real victims here, okay? And the irony of it is that, like, I rarely talk about, I sometimes do, but I rarely talk about, like, the harassment that I receive from, virtually every single person that's pro-Israel, or even just people that are, Islamophobia lovers overall, okay? Because ultimately, it happens to all of us to varying degrees, but I still understand that there is a much higher purpose here, okay? I don't think that, like, Twitter discourse and people being like, okay, is as significant in the grand scheme of things as, like, of them. Lives cut short. That's it. It's hard for me to have a serious conversation about this because it comes across as insanely selfish, okay? I don't know how else to talk about this issue. Totally agree with you, but these freaks are going to just say you're deflecting his criticism. I don't care, because I think his criticism is wrong.
I think like the fact that I entertained it this much is already silly. And here's the reality of the matter. This is it. His own audience feeling this way. And he knows that his own audience feels this way. These are not my fans. Some of them might be, okay? Someone on the crew needs to have an intervention with Ethan. That's a foot soldier, subscriber to the channel. He's stuck in a self-confirming feedback loop. It's very brave for Ethan to come out as the primary victim of this, to no chat, no pushback, no opposition. Editing an ad, I won't be replying to people who like that's the point. The main thing that stands out to me is the things that Ethan chooses to talk about on the podcast. Yes, he talked about his opinions on the Israeli government, but when he was asked, instead of choosing to talk about the plight of the Palestinians, he chooses to talk about anti-Semitism. He never brings up atrocities against Palestinians when they happen. And if he does, yes, it shouldn't have happened. But to be honest, I couldn't work for a guy that writes mean comments, gets on the internet for hours, and then conflict has gotten to the point where AB and Lena have family that they evacuated from Lebanon, doesn't even talk about it 1 second. I don't know what the dynamic is there either. I can't speak on this. I don't know if this is... I hate how Ethan censors himself when there's a literal unfolding. The unbearable privilege is palpable. So, like, he knows that his community does not respond to this stuff kindly, and that's it. The only thing that does suck is that people have been harassing AB and Lena saying that they should quit. Yeah, I think that's also ridiculous. I don't think that they should. This is, it is the same thing that people were telling me about how I chose to deal with Islamophobia and tried to educate as my goal on Islamophobia and bigotry. I had that conversation with people who were like, why are you being so charitable? And it's like, dude, I think I know how to handle this a little bit better than you do, you know? Considering that this is like primarily something that targets myself more than, you know, some random white girls who have similar opinions to myself. Asman has been 1,000% more charitable right now in the situation than your former co-host. Yeah, I mean, that's besides the point. Since back when he was living in Israel and collabing with Lizzie Frank. The other day I saw footage of the latest hospital bombing online. Children being burned alive while hooked up to IVs. And that same day, Ethan was closing the no mention of the bombing, no mention of anything except for his own emotions. It made me sad to see that this is where he's at now. I'm here because he's silencing criticism from his own audience, including a podcast of some of us, fans who just have eyes and can see what's happening. And we see Ethan too wrapped up in his own world to say anything substantial about it. Every time he's mentioned in the past couple months, he called it a tragedy or a disaster, like a tornado hit there, no mention of Israel at all. I haven't followed through on like his latest opinions on this stuff, but what I have seen over and over again, that's a fan lore channel for his podcast. But what I have seen over and over again is just like how you know, like this is what it was, right? The execution that will carry out all Zionists. Just a cute tweet from our fave Houthi. Same people telling me to myself, love this guy. I still can't figure out why they're targeting me. You need to ask yourself, what is a Zionist? Is it just someone who's wiped off the map? A lot of people would say yes. That's why this term is dumb and basically a slur at this point. It can be deployed against anyone. People are calling AOC and Bernie Sanders Zionists. It's not a slur, man. It's a political opinion. And I think the vague generalization of like what Zionism should be in the minds of some people is what is causing this confusion. If you believe that Israel has to exist on the ancestral homeland of Palestinians that lived there for hundreds of years as a Jewish majority ethno-state, which is what it's designed to be, which is what it is right now, okay, then yeah, that's what you believe. It is a fascist ideology. The entire purpose of learning about the history of the Holocaust, the entire purpose of learning about the history of fascism is to never repeat those mistakes. There is no gatekeeping in this circumstance. Ancestral, bro, you're joking? What ancestry, Lamau? Go learn history. What the dude, when I say ancestral, I mean like people that lived there for hundreds of years, okay? People who are to the land. Please follow me since 2020. Source, the Bible. Anyway, this is what Norm Finkelstein said about Houthis on the curse the Jews, which, by the way, I'm not defending this, okay? I'm not. And I never have, just so you understand. These are two anti-Zionist Jews having this discussion. I have to, of course, explain to you that I do not defend this because this will be used against me over and over again.
Charter or some official document there.
like that. Stavi baby in the building. Ladies and gentlemen.
Give me a little diet Dr. Pepper
Cream?
soda.
Have you had that before?
I have.
It's good,
I have,
right?
in fact, what's up? Hello, everyone.
Okay, this
Dude,
is...
did you want me? There was a big fruit basket from the house, man. Did you want me to bring it in? They were really happy for all you. Just said thank you for all your hard work.
Dude, don't
You're
get
such a
out
good
me,
job.
dude. What the fuck?
You're doing such a good job.
Okay, but they
Thank
do
you.
have a very tasteful selection.
A lot of figs.
Did you notice that?
Yeah,
Dates?
Yeah, dates.
Yeah. Like, what am I supposed to do, dude? I love dates.
The man can be bought easily.
Yeah.
It was like right next to your check from George Soros.
Yeah.
So there's just a lot of you're kind of getting
Yeah.
paid from both sides.
Yeah, the T and George Soros. You know, can you zoom out the cam to fit all of Stavi on screen? I did.
We got Felix, bro.
I did.
What's up,
Oh,
gang?
China too. CCP.
Oh, of course. How could I forget?
Yeah.
How could I forget the People's Republic?
Yeah.
This is pretty good. Yeah.
Dude, I never had like Dr. Pepper at all until like a couple months ago. And then the moment that I had it, I was like, that was it. Oh, it's awesome. DNC edible arrangements got delayed. No, DNC kicked me out. They don't want me no more because I said they should have because I said Palestinians are human.
Whoa, come on, stop being so
I
controversial.
know you're like big in the comedy scene. I can't be hurting you right now. This is up. It's up.
So I'm ready, dude.
Did you lose weight?
Plus a little bit, couple lbs.
Okay.
Couple lbs.
Looking a little skinny,
I'm
dude.
still with 3X. Oh, but it's baggy now, but that is fitting nice.
Yeah. I feel you. Dude. You're losing weight.
I'm still
It's on the Ozempic diet.
I'm thinking about getting Zen up. Really?
No.
I worked out and I worked really hard for 6 months, and then I started working again. And I immediately started eating treats.
Okay, this is like this is an optics thing. But honestly, like if you lose weight, you have to like stay with at least. You have to do like Action Bronson style. Like you can't go.
Of course.
You can't be like skinny. Yeah, that'd
First
be.
of all, I am insanely fat. I literally took like 6 months and lost 40 pounds, and it like legitimately I still wear the same clothes. Like they just fit me correctly now. I literally just want to be an extra large man. Is that so much to ask for?
Yeah.
1X? Is that crazy? I don't think
No,
so.
I feel you. I went the other, like, since the last time we talked about how fat I am, I went the complete opposite direction. I'm posting like shirtless photos now. You can kind of see the boundaries of the abs coming in. It's really tough. It's really disrespectful.
You really are. It's really sad what you've become.
I'm coming off like the fattest I was since I was like 19. I'm coming off like the fattest I was since I was like 19.
Oh yeah, what happened?
I looked at my back in like late 2022.
Did you get into pills?
What kind of pills?
Oh, you know the good ones, the best ones, dude. The ones they give you when your back hurts.
Someone said he's shopping in the wrong store. He's like a medium in Texas.
Yeah, I really for real. Walmart. When I hit the WalMarts in Oklahoma, that was awesome.
Oh yeah.
There were so many beautiful options for me there, dude.
Yeah. And better soda options in general. Those guys
Better
are living.
soda.
Those guys are living life, dude. They're
Better
living a much
soda.
better life than we are. Also, I'm gonna run the
There's
3-minute
good
ad break.
pussy
Stop me,
underneath.
babies in the building. Okay.
Underneath what they got over there, it's good, but you got to do a little digging.
Yeah.
That's what we loved about touring the South. It's just like, you know, everyone is just Mucinex guy shit.
Everyone's fatted. It's awesome.
It's wonderful.
And I mean, that's most of America. We really have that going for us. I was in Europe. England, they do have some, but not. I mean, no one fucks with us in terms of how
because
Qatar.
Really?
Wait, really?
Oh no, yeah. Qatar has like an incredibly high obesity rate.
Whoa! All those
Nice.
like the king's like nephews and
Yeah,
that?
like it's classic like old world style obesity where like it'll be like the king or like the prince is,
Right.
you know, because he's eating like several rotisserie quails all day and being carried around on a palanquin.
all his exercises. That's the only time he gets out of his bed.
Okay, chill.
I'm just being honest,
Chill, bro. I'm paid by Al Jazeera.
I'm sorry, I
I'm
forgot.
paid by Qatar, bro.
I
Fuck.
forgot, dude.
Yo, they are not gonna let me. They're not gonna let me
I
visit.
see it, dude.
Oh my god.
I just want, before we really get too into kind of, when I come on here, I like to sabotage Hassan's channel. You guys know that. But before we get too into that, I want to let you know to keep an eye out for Let's Start a Cult, a new indie comedy coming out 10/25 next Friday.
Damn.
It will be in theaters, in a handful of theaters. I'll be posting all about it. We have the premiere tomorrow. Hassan will be there. I told him to wear his biggest pants so that he can get photographed. Wear a choker in your biggest pants. That's all I
Don't worry,
ask.
you got it.
What are you doing? You want to come by?
That sounds
Come through.
Yeah.
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 Dude, getting Felix out of his house.
I know.
do
That's why I had
anything
to, that's
is
why I
a
had to invite him in
fucking-
person.
Yeah,
and
you
the
had, to,
day
you, had
before.
to, you had to put him in front of a
I can't give him
stadium.
any time. I
You had to
can't
put
give
him in
him
front of
any
a
time to
stadium of
think.
people to be like, oh, I don't know. You're cutting into every time Felix comes here, we're cutting into like flight simulator time,
Yeah,
like
ooh, is that
or
what the type of
War
you're on?
Thunder.
Yeah. Well, I am very big into flight simulators now.
Okay.
They have Counter-Strike too.
Just like Muhammad
It was very
Atta was, by the way.
Yeah, that's a totally different thing. That is a totally different thing. He was.
If Felix was one of the, he would have been the one stopping them from getting pussy.
No,
and being
Felix-
like, guys, enough with these strip clubs. We have to do like he would have been the reason it happened. There was probably a Felix. That's the reason it happened. All the other guys were getting tempted by Florida. He's like, but he was just in the flight simulator, being like, "Come on, guys, we gotta get to heaven."
Yeah, wait, wasn't it Muhammad Atta that was like, I don't need to learn how to land it? Yeah. Felix would be like, no, we need to learn how to land it.
I think that is like that is a huge difference. Guys who do flight sims where they're like, it's always been my dream to get behind an Airbus A380. Those guys are lunatics.
Those guys, yes, I agree.
don't get it.
What are you flying?
I'm flying the F-18 Hornet,
yeah.
F-16.
Yes, dude.
I have a mod. I'm waiting for.
That's right. I come here to lower the discourse.
Yeah, you come in here, you start phallic objects.
Dugong? What the is that
I
shit
forget
called?
what it was. It was disgusting.
What the hell?
Yeah, we did a thing.
Yeah, Maya brought a bunch of weird, didn't she? Was that her?
Yeah, it was Geoduck.
Geoduck.
It was her and Cutie Cinderella that brought like weird that we would, if we didn't want to answer something, we would like have to eat the weird stuff, like the stuff. There were crickets. It was nasty.
That thing, although I will say,
it's so weird to have like a woman do that because that's such like bad kid behavior.
yes.
That's like a kid whose dad gave him cigarettes when he turned 13
ass-
behavior.
Well, when you're a content creator, it's
Yeah.
like, you know, you become like that. You become a bad kid automatically.
She has some devilish.
Okay, you guys want to see
vibes
something
to
though?
her. Yeah.
Stavros, we need to hear your opinion on this.
Okay.
I brought forward my Jewish representative and also my Greek representative to address this very delicate matter.
Oh hell yeah! I already like what I'm seeing.
The time I mistakenly thought the flag for Greece was Israel.
Where was this?
And I'm about to come back and see Palestine.
Oh my god.
You know damn well that. You know there's a.
They're like,
That's
we
what
are
you
very
We
want anything bad to happen to them and leave my flag alone. How do you say this? We are somehow both. No, Greece.
I don't support it. There's a. You know that, right?
We don't know what
They're
is going
killing
on, but we
children.
don't like them. I don't read the news, but
Have we not suffered enough on the
Our country was ruined by loans. Do you think if they thought that she was like
they had no idea.
Were they like, is this like a random black lady with a Turkish name?
It's possible.
Because
Eric Adams strikes back.
like in their mind, she's talking about the Greece kid. It would be like, what? When we like changed a mosque into a church?
Honestly, we really don't have anything. They did the that's the colonizers. We are the natives.
Eric Adams is officially recognizing like Cyprus as Turkish territory.
Yeah. That's a tough L for you, by the way.
For New York, I
Eric
know.
being enchanted by the most hotel in Turkey.
It's so low
And
level.
not even coming back with a full head of hair.
It's so low level.
the fucking
It makes me
tourism.
so embarrassed because like Israel gets to do whatever they want. They're like $20 billion in weapons now, or I will literally call you and you know run $100 million campaign against you. Turkey's like, please, but even if you recognize the Armenian, don't say so.
Yeah.
To the mayor of New York.
No power whatsoever. All he can
That's
do
what
is
they got.
fucking put cops in the subway.
That's
Like,
what-
all right, we'll put more Turkish cops. More Turkish cops can play Candy Crush in the subway.
The last Turkish scandal in American politics before this was when Michael Flynn and his idiot son, they were like, okay, we'll give you $400,000 if you guys like kidnap Gulam.
In a burlap sack.
That's fucking
Turkey
awesome.
needs like a liaison in America to tell them when they're dealing with just complete morons.
Yeah.
Because they just keep hiring more people.
They got, what did they get out of like 80 grand worth of free flights is one fire inspection, like, which is an L for you.
He lets them operate a hookah bar in Manhattan.
Yeah, it's just like such low level that you got out of that. Like, it was so embarrassing to see.
Absolutely.
That was a big L for Turkey, man. It's like, and they were
One of many.
They were feeding him since he was like a Brooklyn borough like council member or something. Like, they were like, this is the one guy. And they were big mad at Lacey as him. They thought he was going to be president one day.
I mean,
Sad, man.
I can't believe he even won. I was shocked when he won.
Yeah.
Well, he did like just barely win. I think it was like less than 1% of the margin.
I know I voted for Samantha or whatever.
I can see why he won. Initially, was very confused.
Yeah.
I wrote in the one from Sex and the City.
Yeah. He already.
Oh no. I couldn't remember which one was running. And I was like, all right, put the one that sucked the most. Put her in.
Oh no, dude. Oh my God. He makes me be Nixon.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, which is not Samantha on Sex and the City. Oh my God. Okay, like, let's finish this off. I know this was traumatic for you.
Tough. This is actually. I'm ready. You couldn't even give me a warning. You didn't let me hear
Tears with laughter.
Incredible. Oh my God. Oh my God. Yeah, I mean, this guy's incredible. This guy's
What are you saying?
We don't know. We don't watch news.
All my great uncles were forced to be Turkish. What are you talking about? God, dude.
I know, dude. No. Just have no idea what I'm getting at whatsoever.
Oh, this just keeps getting better. It's been a minute and 34. I'm like, where is this gonna go? It just keeps getting funnier.
She posted it like, whoopsie.
Yeah.
Insane how
Yeah.
desperate people are for content.
I think that's like,
I think that's like dumb. You've been in the wrong country completely.
I think that's the thing with like people who are like under like 28 now. They will post like the worst, most embarrassing, like just no defense for it type thing.
Yeah. Just be like, that's life. That's what it is.
I think it's because it's like they have no concept of a world where like, you know, everyone doesn't know all your secrets and the most embarrassing thing you ever did. And that if they put
Panopticon.
not just that,
Watched by that big
not
dude.
just that, but
big
like
eye in the sky.
not just that, but they think like, okay, like any completely humiliating thing like this, if I can put it in front of a crowd and see some people go, I could see how you could think that. That's like exonerated. They want like the audience to absolve them.
Interesting. But all she's looking for is people being like, LOL, he happens to be the best of us, sis.
Yeah.
You know, that'll be like 4% of the people that say that. And they're like, that's the thing, it's like, show this to your friend, maybe. Text your group chat. Damn, I picked the wrong blue and white flag.
I would only
It's got
tell.
a cross on it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. I didn't even think of that.
It's got a cross.
Maybe she thought, oh my God, they finally got a messiah. Yeah. Stronger than ever.
Oh, I gotta do this now before he gets all his powers.
Yeah, before they massacre the red cow, she's really tuned in. Yeah. No, she was actually yelling at the Israelis for appropriating gyros.
That's true. You know it would be so bad
That's
too.
not your cuisine.
You gotta make it with pork.
Oh.
You understand, right? It's nothing against people who are Jewish, but this is not okay.
What, the Jews? Do not call me
That was the most they were offended. They were like, what?
You call me a what?
How dare you? He's about to pull out his uncircumcised. Does this look Jewish to you, sweetheart?
Oh, no. Oh. That's awesome.
He's showing all the overdraft fees he's got. He doesn't have to.
Oh, no.
I have
Who's
an
this?
$8,000 a month car payment.
What?
Wait. What did he say? Oh, hold on.
Okay. Who's this?
This is Greeky.
What?
Greeky?
Oh no, Israel. My bad. Really?
Oh man.
No!
That's
man.
awesome.
Dude, my bad getting a lot of mileage lately.
Some are calling it the best apology.
It kind of is though. It's like, I feel like it's more heartfelt than like writing a PR message and be like, my bad.
But you could hear it. You could hear it. She is embarrassed.
I like all the PR messages that people do in like 2019 and 2020 where they're like, there are many communities in the world and I am a part of a community.
I just thought even faces.
I'm a mother.
Yeah.
Part of the global family.
I guess women are particularly tough for me because my mother is a woman. That, like my bad is much more for real.
Straight to the note. Straight to the point.
Just put it back up.
Wow, you're really worried about that.
I am.
Wait, what's no, no way.
Somebody just put the.
No, this got to be like one of those like fake accounts or something.
They know what they're doing. Santorini will be free there. You know, he knows what he's doing.
Yeah, he's gonna invade Greece, bro. What do you mean?
Not France, brother.
You seem like worried about this.
Greece's newer F-16s than Israel does.
Oh yeah. Don't even bring up Greek fighter jets.
I'm ready to go, dude.
Don't even bring up Greek fighter jets. What Greece is a bazooka? What Greece is allowed to have in terms of anti-defense, anti-aircraft missile systems, and what Turkey is allowed to have are two different things. Okay, both are NATO.
You can't be trusted with.
Yeah, we're all stewards. That's why. They won't let us have it.
Dude, the thing is, we're only when we need to, when we respond.
Oh my God.
Okay, so I just finished a conversation with this gentleman here. You may recognize the one and only.
Oh my God.
This is
Dude,
the
this
best.
is Dawn too. Like, he's doing everyone's pod. It's crazy. It's not even like, it's kind of strange now. Like at this point, I know people that like wouldn't have him on their podcast, not for political reasons, but because they're like, it's been done.
He's done.
Legitimately,
It's
I've
been
had those
done too many
conversations with
times.
comedians. I mean, I obviously am begging him to come on Stop His World.
Bro. Yeah, Kamala Harris has to go on Chavo.
I'm gonna put them together. I'm gonna do a Kush Brothers with Donald Trump. I'm gonna get him stoned for the first time in his life, and we're gonna go over.
Could you imagine what that like?
That would be awesome.
If he if he would probably have the thing that happens with people that like never smoke weed, where they get like super self-conscious.
Yeah. Nobody likes me.
Yeah,
It's insane that he's doing the podcast rounds.
Dude,
Our society is so dogged.
Yeah.
Someday a president is going to come on this dumbass stream, and then we're
Well, I mean, two people that were running for president have been on this broadcast.
RFK Jr.
Cenk Uygur.
Oh, yeah.
And what's her face? Crystal Mommy.
Oh, really? You had
Marianne Williamson.
Yeah, but you were just trying to smash. You just used your power.
Okay, that's neither here nor there. Which, by the way, I called her Crystal Mommy to her face, and she got very mad at me. And then, like a couple months ago, or like a month ago, she was talking about how like Haitians do voodoo, and so
Yeah.
Trump is actually right. Like we're just
I love when
crazy.
someone believes something that stupid that it's like, all right, I hate to give him credit, but
Yeah.
they are doing blood spells.
Yeah.
They might have been trying to make a team and needed feline quickness, so they sacrificed a cat. They weren't eating it. He was wrong about that, but they were like if she was doing some shit like that.
I love when like an adult who's like running for president is like, okay, actually, I've talked to a bunch of sorcerers I know about this.
Yeah, like I'm running on the campaign of magic is real.
Yeah.
That's insane. Except like our politics is so broken that like that could get you like a reasonable constituency.
It was probably the biggest bump she got.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Anyway,
It looked like Israel.
Come on, lady.
Okay, well, you want it back?
do you want it back? No, you can keep it. What do you mean?
Why?
Is she like tangled up in the flag?
Why would you I still can't get over why she would post that. But I think
Yeah.
you're right, Felix.
No shame.
It's a generational thing.
Yeah, I see that, all those like accounts where it's like, I'm a Zoomer for Biden, and they have like mysteriously all have 170,000 followers. Not that I'm saying they're AstroTurf, but
Yes.
they all lead like AstroTurf organizations called like Marching Forward and America Tomorrow.
Yes. The most like swagless version of like what's left over of Obama, basically.
Yeah.
Yes.
All those kids will post like the most humiliating. Like I saw one of those guys post a message that's like, I just texted a girl who said 3 years ago that she wishes we had met later in life. And he's texting her. He's texting her and he's like, so it's 5 years later. And she's like, actually, I'm married in Paris with twins. Why can't this just be like something that only you knew about?
Why can't this be the thing you think about when you put that in your mouth? That should be a memory that's triggered by cold steel on your tongue. That's something you post on a TikTok.
Yeah, those are like little moments in your life.
Yeah.
Those are like only you and like maybe your closest friends are supposed to know about them.
Yes.
And they're like the reason.
That's the reason you pretend you love politics, so you can forget about how much you don't get. All of those kids do that. Everyone that went that was like a politics kid just was like putting all their energy, and that goes for a lot of others, right? Like I didn't get any. I was like into, I don't even know what it was. But you know what I mean? That's what your hobbies are about. Yeah. Why would you share? Why would you use the platform you made from your little hobby to expose how much of a loser you are? It's supposed to be camouflage for how much of a loser you are.
I don't understand posting your L like that. I just don't get it. Especially because like everyone has a hater. You know what I mean? I would never want to give them an opportunity to posture.
I guess on some level, I guess on some, well, you're circumcised. Remember that?
Fucking guy. Listen, we're surf brothers, okay?
It works.
Yeah.
It actually makes it bigger.
It's better. We don't have to.
I've tested both of them. Guess which one's faster.
I guess on some level, maybe I respect the openness, but there are certain things that should be just in the deep pit of your soul.
Yeah, that's the thing is that like kids that young aren't like, I think we're the cutoff where you understand that even with like the internetization of everything and everyone like just exposing all their innermost secrets, that it's important that like things that are just for you, the world does not know.
Right.
But people who are brought up, they literally do not remember a world that was not like this.
Yeah, true.
They don't have
Damn,
that.
that kind of sucks. I was always, part of me was always hoping there'd be like a generation of kids that was like, you know what, I'm gonna go live in the woods or something. It just doesn't seem like that's gonna happen.
I mean, there's some kids, but there are those, but there's never like, it's either that or just the default, which is no secrets, no private buildings.
Yeah, that's tough, dude.
It is sad.
They're getting us ready for spying on us nonstop.
Yeah.
The same way that deodorant when you rub on your, you know how every deodorant now they're like, you can rub it on your feet. They're getting us ready for no water, bro. That's what that deodorant is. They're gonna take
that's
away
why celebrities
water.
are like always
That's
like, I'm not.
Yes.
Maybe.
They're preparing us for no water and cameras everywhere, dude.
Wow,
That's
we
the
already
shit
have
I'm on.
cameras everywhere. So I also wanted to show you guys this before we get into Kamala's chances and do serious political commentary. Now that we have the most serious political commentator, I love OSINT Twitter because like this person posted this unironically. Pro-Palestinian protesters are the absolute worst. They're now targeting a Hindu expo with their harassment. This just makes everyone hate your cause even more. God, pathetic.
I love that. Like
The baby seeking missile. They tried to stop me from selling a baby seeking missile.
By the way, didn't France like disinvite Israel from their expo, which I always think is like kind of funny. They're like, listen, Israel, you can't show up this year.
Yeah,
okay.
This is for Muslims protesting the headscarf ban. That's what these are for. There you go, dude.
Murat yemeğe getirir misin dışarıda?
I love the idea. Like you'll see in this video, all the guys here, they look like, you know, in the movie Click when Adam Sandler sees older versions of himself. That's this for me. Like all these guys in the video are me plus 30 or 40 years. We all have the evil Jewish guy gene. But like the idea that like all these guys were like, well, I was gonna like join the encampment at Columbia, but now you're yelling at me. Like all these 63-year-old weapons executives.
Ooh. Oh yeah, we got food. I should have gotten lahmacun. I know your ass would have eaten it, but Chris was like, no. We got köfte. I got 2 things of chicken for myself, but for both of you guys, you can share it. Kofta and he ordered what is it like a
beef kebab? Yeah.
Beef
Very
kebab.
nice. Very nicely done.
No. There's 4 in there.
I'm good right now.
I would have signed off on the pita if I'd known that like everyone, you know, there were more people.
Don't let him turn. These are his Turkish tricks, dude. He's trying to sow discord under our ranks.
Yeah. But I saw the flags were similar, so I wanted
You're surrounded by enemies on both sides.
yeah.
Sir, we're looking for the baby technology.
Oh, that's not me, dog. No. That's his
Great look too.
You have the latest baby killing.
He has the worst haircut I've ever seen. That's like the haircut you get when they shave your head in prison and just
growing
put you in
out.
solitary for 3 years.
You have the latest baby technology, sir.
God damn.
We're trying to shred
Selling
babies.
weapons.
You guys have the. You have the. Excuse me, guys. We're looking for the baby technology. Do you have it, sir? Baby tech. We want to shred babies to bits. Can you help us?
I can't believe he's harassing.
Be amongst themselves to discuss more and more lethal ways to civilians. What the kind of society do we even have?
I don't want to live in a society like that.
Yeah, and like all these guys are sympathetic to Palestine too. Like this is just alienating them from the cause.
We're doing the. How do you think you end up here? How do you think you end up being a guy?
I mean, you're an engineer, and then you get a job, and then you get elevated to this point.
I guess that's true. You're either NASA or you sell or you make.
Open that bad boy up. Also, I realized just now that we are literally doing the "Is Fortnite overrated" meme, but for the Abrahamic religions. Like, the council is here. Everyone is represented. Good. Stapled. They really did. They were serious.
That's incredibly aggressive. I've never seen that done
Yeah,
before.
they stapled the napkins.
Oh,
Here
thanks, buddy.
you go.
Thank you.
Oh, that smells so good.
This is why I feel bad for people who like get really good at like this scary kind of math. I grew up around the University of Chicago, and like they have like tons of people who like do the scary math, and it was a very common thing to see people who like were driven completely insane by doing
What did
math.
you get? You got the.
I got the beef kebab, and I think there we go.
I just wanted to try the kofta. That's why I was like,
Oh,
yo,
try
get
it,
the kofta
yeah.
instead.
Do you want to trade a kebab for a kofta?
Yeah. We can go half and half for all I give a
Yeah,
fuck.
let's go band for band.
Oh yeah.
This is the interfaith dialogue we need. Yeah, I just wanted to.
Good, bro.
I just wanted to. I don't know. If tomorrow, like if tomorrow, like another YouTuber starts saying like I'm anti-Christian or something.
Which you are.
Yeah, which of course I am. Yeah.
I think that's unfair. No one gave Christians better opportunities than the Turks.
That is
That's true. The coolest positions you can get.
No, you could take some. I'm saying take more of this.
Oh, okay.
I'm good.
Got it. Thank you.
Yeah, dude. Oh, you weighing it out, dude?
Yeah. Do you have
gotta
a
hit
weight
your macros?
scale over there, Gray? Lost.
You know,
Oh, it's over here. You need
even
to
the
look.
inferior version of Greek food is pretty good.
Okay, dude. Felix said a big no-no thing earlier before you got here.
What's that?
He said Turkish food is the best.
Oh, Felix, what are you
He
talking
did
about?
because he knows the truth, bro.
They don't got pork. They don't got seafood. They can't put
No, there's no Turkish seafood. I just don't eat it ever. Turkish is really quite by sea.
You don't know how to do it the right way, dude.
Oh, okay.
You don't know how to do it the right way.
Yeah.
I've had Egyptian seafood. That place, that is awesome.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
What's up with the dipping sauces? You don't got sauces? Now that's
No.
that's the mark of a bad cuisine.
Probably
No,
for the
I got
best.
some. I got some in the fridge. Hold on, I'm
Oh,
gonna
in
bring
the
it for you.
fridge, the restaurant doesn't even have sauces.
No, they do.
Pathetic.
They do.
Pathetic.
They do. I didn't-
Greek places won't even. You can't even leave without tzatziki, dude.
No, I got you. Don't
Turkish
worry.
sauces.
I got you. I would never.
I love Greek food too, but it is fundamentally different in a lot of avenues.
Okay, let's talk about it.
Well, okay, what's that Greek thing where it's like it's similar to kofta or what's the fruit company?
What is
Kubide.
souvlaki?
Wait, no, where it's like ground meat, like either chicken or like beef and lamb.
Yes.
like a kefte, but it's like
Oh.
smaller.
I mean, we just call it either a kebab or a kefte.
Yeah, like those are
A word we came up with all on our own. All on our own. A better version of a word that kind of rolls off the tongue. That's disgusting. That kefte. Now that's tasty. Now that sounds good.
I think like those out of all the like ground meat cylinders, the Greek one is like the best. It's a lot of that's the kebab. Cylinders the kebab. Yeah, that one's amazing.
Thank you. Point grease.
But like it's just they have different flavor profiles.
That's true.
You know, like
Ours is better.
I got
think
Jujuk, tzatziki, and I have
All right. You know what? I take it back.
garlic sauce.
I take it back. You actually
You want a garlic sauce?
Oh, thank you.
So this garlic sauce is from a different restaurant, and I really like this restaurant garlic sauce.
I respect.
Don't order.
Can I say something? You earned my respect here with this one.
Are you also like a sauce hoarder?
Yeah, I have to say, you know what? Hats off.
Yeah.
And I apologize.
Of course.
I apologize for accusing you of not being
I would
sauced
never.
out.
Yeah, I would never let you raw dog that. That's crazy. I gotta pee real quick. I'll be back. Let's keep going.
All right, let's keep going. What else? What else?
So this video is just like it is like the best collection of like evil looking guys.
Yeah, and how like again the banality, truly the phrase the banality of evil. It's like look at all these guys, the most middle manager looking. Like, what's even the point of being evil? You don't have a layer. You don't. Your wife is probably busted. Their wives are probably so atrocious. If they get a mistress, she's too. It's like, what are you even doing this for? There's no like exotic animals that you have in your menagerie. You live in Jersey, probably. Your life sucks.
Yeah, like, and this like the convention that they go to every year, where it's like, oh, we actually developed a new IR seeker that can tell when it's a viable fetus. Like, the convention is like the one time a year where they can like cut loose, and they're like they spend months like begging their wife, to be like, no, it's for my career, and,
Of course.
and they're for like 10 months leading up to it, they're like, oh, man, there's this like one girl who works for Raytheon, and I thought like we had a connection. I might get my sucked for the first time in 13 years.
Oh, you know what? Yes, this is kind of like the anime club where there was like one, and she was drowning, and it's like that's what these conventions are. Some busted engineer, like autistic girl, gets to any of these guys she chooses.
Yeah, there's one like hoodie string chewing girl there, and all these guys are like, I'm gonna be the one that fucks her this year. I can feel it.
It's a bit though. It's
It
not
is.
like
No,
it's
that's
not
what
like
we're
there's-
talking about. It's like, what's the point of even being evil if your life sucks like this?
Yeah. No harissa. No, I do have harissa right here.
He has some.
Yeah.
You know, I would take every opportunity to criticize Hassan, but he has come correct sauce-wise, everyone.
Oh, 100%.
We can get off his back sauce-wise and just, attack every other aspect of his personality.
Yeah. Don't worry. You came in at a good time because my former podcast co-host did an entire episode today calling me an anti-Semite.
Oh, no.
So you can.
Oh, no. What the?
Yeah, saying that
What did
Twitch
you
should
do?
ban me for promoting.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
That sucks. What happened? What happened? Anything you happened? Just like you spouting off like normal?
It's basic. Yeah, that's why we're eating Israeli food, traditional Israeli.
I gotta get one.
Guys, you're about to get canceled, dude.
I'm asking.
There's
Educate me.
There's no way. Like,
Hell no.
What do they got? It's like
They got local cuisine from the countries that like Israelis originally came from.
yeah, like there.
oh, like chicken parm sub.
I mean, there is like Sephardi Jewish cuisine that's different from like the Ashkenazi, which everyone knows, like potato pancakes and
Oh yeah, that's
like kugel. I always hated kugel. I never got that. Why we were proud of that one. But
I think what's the cookies? I love those.
oh, Hamantaschen?
No, strudel? No.
might be Google.
Is it? It might be
Arugula?
Yeah.
Arugula is
Yes.
awesome. Arugula is
Yes,
awesome.
that is
But I don't
good.
consider that. That's not Israeli food. That's,
Oh no. I was just
Oh, it's not?
No.
They serve it at like, well, not Israeli food, but like Jewish food.
I was just speaking generally of Jewish food. Like Sephardi Some Sephardi say that they invented fish and chips.
What?
Yeah. Iberian Jews, like after the Reconquista, they would,
It is good, by the way.
they would fry, like potato wedges and like, because it was the 1500s.
Let's tell the soccer hooligans about this claim.
I think
the British right is like the more right you go, the more pro-Israel you are.
Yeah.
Though. It's weird. Like normally, the more right you go, you become anti-Semitic, and you're like, oh yeah, Israel actually. But like in England is the opposite.
Yeah, Tommy Robinson is always like, Israel is a proper legend. They're true class.
Well, I do think so many people, there are like a type of that wants an.
Yeah,
It's like that. They're like, yo, Japan. Like, it is funny going to Japan and being like, wow, this is the most polite possible. But it still is like, there are places you just cannot go if you're not fucking Japanese.
Yeah, I always think it's weird. Like, I love, Japanese culture and all my video games, like any fucking loser from America.
Of course.
And I love Japanese literature. And,
Shout out to Murakami. I love all his stories about getting from a girl with fucking D. Every story he gets from a crazy woman. Every Murakami book. I don't know if you know that. It's awesome. It's like a nerd who gets and he fucks them so good.
Oh, that's a theme in Japanese literature. A guy with like a cleft palate who like has sex for the first time when he's 27.
But he does not see out the course.
Yeah. And then himself. Yeah. That's like the typical novella. Yeah.
Yeah, that is awesome. Yeah.
Best day of his life.
Yeah.
But the movie.
I'm with it too, by the way. I love it.
But like, just
yakiniku.
If you are like thinking, what country should my country be more like? Whenever those guys are like, well, South Korea and Japan do this, and it's like, you mean the countries with like a 108%? Like, I'm sorry. I think like, I wish it wasn't true.
Yes, that actually makes so much sense. Why everyone who doesn't get here loves Japan. Because they're like, well, it's not because if I was in Japan, it would be because I was doing business. I would just be in my fucking, I would just have to make profits for the Yamaha Corporation. These sauces. I have to do a sauce review, folks, of Hassan's favorite garlic sauce.
That Suzuki is not the best, but
that's not.
Yeah. Let me get it.
This is some kind of Turkish version. 1 out of 10.
Oh wow, you didn't like it at all.
Well, it's just not. Here's the thing. I won't even grade it because it's not tzatziki. It's that I have had that. That is where we shit on Turks for real. Our yogurt garlic. Where's that from?
This is from a different restaurant. It's like, but it's Mediterranean. I mean, even the restaurant that we ordered from is not technically Turkish.
That's the big problem I have. Don't lump us in there. People asking me, is hummus Greek? No, it's not. Our shit's different.
Yes, but like Greece is Mediterranean.
No, but we are our own
cuisine. Your own cuisine. Yeah, definitely.
We don't. If you order if I take you to a Greek restaurant.
Looking for the bathing technology? Is this
I honestly would be so for you.
Are there Greek restaurants that like give in and offer hummus?
If they do, that's just automatic. I'll never. I'm not even being funny right now. If a Greek restaurant has hummus on the menu, I'm not going. And nothing is I love hummus. But it's not. That's a bad sign.
Yeah, I know.
It's like when a sushi restaurant has pad thai on the menu.
Yeah.
It's like, what are you doing? Have some respect.
No, but I think but literally the place we order from is called Levant, but it's like, I think it's definitely run by a Turkish person. There's a bunch of Turkish food on the menu, but like they don't present it as like Turkish.
Yeah.
Maybe because of proximity to Glendale, I don't know.
I used to, when I lived in like Upper Manhattan, I had this process of like figuring out when a generally Middle Eastern restaurant was Israeli. And typically I could always tell after I ordered, which was a problem.
Right.
Because it would be like, this chicken is like wet and in a really up way. I don't know what they did to it, but they turned up the wetness scale way high. But eventually it was just like, not the fact that they had Jerusalem salad, but like what they would like, how they would describe it, and obvious giveaways when they call it Israeli salad,
Right.
You know,
Right.
but
They don't even do that as much now. I feel like.
in the last year, definitely not.
Yeah.
That's good shit. Good.
Oh yeah. That's from Thanku. That's
The
so.
garlic, good as fuck.
This is 3 different restaurants.
And I
Which is
respect you for
awesome.
that, man. I respect the 3-straw spread.
Zanku is great.
Yeah.
I mean, like really, like almost any restaurant like this in this general like 20-mile radius is.
Oh yeah.
It's so much like the baseline is so much higher than like anywhere else.
LA crushes Armenian type
Oh yeah.
for sure. It's not even close.
The first time I like looked up, one of these restaurants here, and I saw pork shawarma, and I was like, "Who look at that?" Oh, Armenians.
Yeah, and honestly, that's why I with Armenians the most out of because when I've been to like I have buddies that live in Glendale, and we've gone to Greek or to Armenian. The Greek food here is bad, but the Armenian food is so good
Yeah.
that it's because they have pork. It's enough of like that it scratches the same itch. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're the
Yeah, I eat a lot of Armenian food for that reason. It's like it's objectively in LA, I would say
The
that
grilled-
Armenian food is probably like the quality Armenian food and like the authenticity of Armenian food is closer than like Turkish food is usually.
yeah.
Like, because I mean, this is like the biggest Armenian diaspora.
It's so good. Yeah, it's exactly. And I will say there is great Greek food in Queens, but I don't know, man. Maybe because I know how good the Greek food in Greece is, it just gets me pumped to come here and eat some grilled.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Like you want you.
Because I've never experienced what it actually is like over there,
Yeah,
but I know what it's like in Greece.
it's more exciting to have something that's like novel but kind of familiar than to just see like, okay, I like when you've already had like the highest form of something.
You know what it is? When I'm eating, every time I eat at a Greek place, it's like I'm like an Olympic gymnast judge, where it's like I'm taking deductions
Yeah.
for everything,
Yeah.
dude. But when I'm at an Armenian place, I'm like, this is wonderful. I don't know. I don't know what they're doing that's inauthentic. You know what I mean? I'm just
Yeah.
like, I love it. I get a kick out of how much everybody like looks and behaves like a Greek person, but speaks a completely different language. The music's all similar. We all had to rise up against our oppressors at one point or another.
Here we go.
You know what I mean? So, we got a lot of good stuff going here.
That's what I liked about like going to Persian places around here. It was like very different in a lot of ways, even if it's like fundamentally similar to a lot of stuff I'm used to. Like in Chicago was like the Great Lakes in general, but Chicago specifically was like a huge destination for people who were fleeing the Lebanese Civil War.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like, I mean, all throughout Michigan.
I guess that's true. Michigan.
Yeah, Michigan, but also Chicago in a large way. Like, really, even like the massacre of the Frangi family, like 79. But there's just like incredible, like Lebanese and Egyptian food specifically
Now we're
in like the
talking.
part of Chicago I was from. And so like when I went to New York, it's like only every like 10th place is like that good.
Yeah, for sure. But it would have to be in Queens. If you didn't come to
Yeah.
Astoria or like and nearby, you weren't gonna find it.
Yeah, once I left Astoria, it was like none of it was
all
good. Yeah, but like coming here, like I never had Persian food, and like you get it when you're eating it. Like kavidi or any of that stuff is familiar to other things like Lebanese or Turkish cuisine or whatever, but it's just different enough that like I don't have a scale for it.
I know you're saying. I like all that. I'm on the record. I put it on my last question. The Greeks really are the most light-skinned aliens. That's who we are. It's like people. I don't want to repeat my bit, but I think we're lumped in as white because people love ancient Greece so much. They wanted to believe white people came up with that, but
Yeah.
every Greek behaves like a Arab. Like everybody, we all got the same going. By the way, it is so dope that there is such a diaspora in like Detroit of people from the Middle East. It's like Iraq. It's like everywhere we up, and then they're like, "Hey, you know what you guys get? Detroit. you get Detroit after the cars left."
Yeah, they packed them all in there.
love the tours, but there is like, well, when you go there, there is a sense of like, okay, like can we, what can we put here?
Yeah.
There's a lot of empty space.
Absolutely. I loved it too.
So, we're still here to do politics.
Of course. And that's why I'm here.
We're here to do politics and anti-Semitism.
I'm not here to promote the movie Let's Start a Cult out in theaters October 25th.
Oh, yeah.
Check out stavi.biz/movie. Speaking of, it will be in Chicago. It'll be in LA, Baltimore, a couple places. Check out stavi.biz/movie, folks. We're adding more showtimes every day. Actually, I think in New York we're gonna do a screening that Will is gonna be. He's gonna moderate the Q&A. Yeah.
When is that? Because I am going back in November.
It's like next week. I'm literally on a little.
I might as well go for myself.
Yeah. I'm on a little movie tour trying to get people to see this shit.
This was his way of saying he's not coming tomorrow, by the way. He's like, oh.
No, I will come tomorrow. I'm committing
There we
right
go.
now.
Oh,
I'm committing right now.
I'll see you in New York.
No, I just committed.
He committed.
Anyway.
Yeah, what are we doing here?
Record numbers of voters are doing turnout for early voting in battlegrounds. This is one of, in my opinion, the only positive things that is going against like all of the awful polls that have been coming out for Kamala Harris so far. So we're gonna start off with this.
Just drop out like the day before. She would have won so nicely. Remember how pumped everyone was first week?
She could have.
She
could have kept up the momentum, but like because only like all the people who worked for the campaign were still Biden's dumbasses. They were like, hey, like literally every single thing that worked. Like that, we're not going back or whatever. Dumb. Like people love that. And then need it done. And every West executive spent the last 3 years telling people like, actually, Biden knows the alphabet. You know, he's fucking perfect.
My favorite is Biden fucks hard. Yeah. He fucks his wife really.
You know what? I kind of could see that. I kind of could see the only thing left that works for Joe Biden is getting. He's like, it's like he's all brainstem at this point.
I mean, we've seen sons.
That's true.
Yeah, they got nice cops.
His son is fucked through crack. You know what I mean?
That's a point against Biden though, because if his dick is like
I'm
even,
listening.
let's say he's even 3/4 as big as Hunter's. Let's be generous. How much blood do you think Joe has left in his body?
From a strictly medical standpoint, it's not going to his brain. It's not going to his brain, and he doesn't look that bad for how fucked up his brain is. So maybe it is going to his nuts.
No, he does look. He does like a close-up picture of him. They're giving him a facelift every week. Like he looks.
I know there's been sometimes where like nothing was happening, like big appearances, and they would show like a candid picture, and he looked so like scared and little and old.
The look he always had whenever there was like a bad week in the world. It was just like
he really was.
Because he's really feeling the pain.
Yeah, the mourner in chief.
I feel bad. I did feel like. I mean, I'm happy for him now.
He does the T-Rex arms too when he's like walking around the places where his arms are stuck like this. It's just like old person going through.
Yeah,
that's true. Well, hopefully now he'd be in sweatpants and ice cream.
M Hud wants us to check something out.
What we have instead of high school now.
Why is M Hud hitting me with top of the hour average debate, bro? I'm trying to understand what's going on, and this is so captivating that like I didn't even read the title.
Emma, while you're here, I don't know if you caught it, but Hassan does not know about the bold guy. And I actually I think Stav would love the bold guy.
Who's the bold guy?
The bold guy.
I'd love to know about the bold guy.
H3 came up.
Okay.
But the bold guy is. He's a filmmaker, a parkour artist.
Oh, yes, dude.
A pickup artist.
Oh, I looked at it earlier. If we send it again, we'll take a look at the bold guy. Oh, there it is.
This is my favorite movie.
Oh, he's the bold guy. Matt Hosno is 11 years old.
Oh, wow. Yeah, this is my favorite movie that 2013. My better movie that year.
Okay. Starting off pretty good. I don't mind what we're looking at right now.
That's actually Jessica Chastain. That's the first big role.
He's kind of just looking right at her.
You have excellent form.
Oh, hell yeah.
See if you can go deeper.
What are you, some sort of creep?
Pretty good editing.
Only if you insist. What about you?
What about me?
Are you some kind of attention whore?
Who are you calling an attention whore?
I'm asking because you keep sticking your ass up in the air.
Oh.
I have the right to exercise here if I want.
Of course you do. And I have a right to approach and talk to you.
Men's
I
rights.
have the right to tell you to get lost.
Oh, you made contact. That's a good rule for.
Why are you getting physical?
Yep.
Is it because you think I won't hit you back?
Are you saying that you would hit a woman?
What the is happening?
You'll see. You'll see. This is called rising
I would
action.
never hit a lady.
I don't
you're
have
no
to
lady.
act like a lady simply because you expect me to.
Then don't expect me to act like a gentleman.
Gentleman means
How would you
don't
like me
hitting a woman.
to shove this up your
This
ass?
is better than hit.
I'm not into
Trace
this.
Burn. They have better.
But thank you for the
chemistry,
offer.
and, like the dialogugue's better, and they're better actors.
You want me, don't
They
you?
are natural.
I haven't decided yet.
You can tell.
Yeah, you do.
This happens to him a lot.
You're still here talking to me.
Oh.
Strong shoulders.
She's grabbing his hair of his shoulders.
Oh.
If I
He
was,
turned her on, dude.
a
I'm
woman,
just-
I'd already be naked if I saw
Yeah.
him. Basically,
He's hotted. That's the thing that. Oh.
Tight butt.
he looks like he was a member of
That means you
Hosni
have a powerful
Mubarak's
thrust.
government.
I feel
That's the
so
best thing about him. He's always flirting
objectified.
with these like 23-year-olds, and it's
You
like,
can have me.
shouldn't you be like on trial in Egypt right now?
If you can catch
No,
me.
he looks like
Wow.
a chemical engineer that had to escape to America. Like,
He's like, this is the first guy to split an atom for Iran.
yeah, and now
"They're
he's
gonna
like,
fucking kill me."
now he's doing this. I mean, it's the same. To be fair, he's demonstrating technical prowess here, just like he did in Iran. You know,
Well, it's
Respect.
interesting. They flipped the composition where he is now, where the woman was at the beginning. She has turned more masculine. It's a very interesting
Wow,
filmmaking.
Most people wouldn't catch that.
See, I'm a filmmaker. I executive produced, wrote, and starred in Let's Start a Cult that is coming out in theaters October 25th. Just something to throw out there, folks. Keep that in mind.
I don't chase girls.
Oh,
Catch
fuck.
me, and I'll let you do whatever you want.
Oh.
That's quite a generous offer.
She's turned on.
Catch me. You.
Oh.
Okay, here's you won't
He
see.
looked directly into the camera. Love that. Love that. Breaking the fourth wall.
This is where
Another
the movie
technical
really.
term. Sorry to get so technical, guys. Wait
Okay.
a second.
Okay, I have to say something here.
Parkour girl. I forgot what her name was.
There's no place on the planet where a guy like this is chasing after a white woman and like the cops aren't called.
In woke LA, they're like, oh, that Egyptian general must be. She has secrets that he needs. We shouldn't interfere.
She's gonna take her toenails.
If I saw that, I'd be like, that woman probably committed against the armed forces of Egypt. Let's hear. I'll help you, sir.
I forgot that her name was Parkour Girl. Oh, wow, bold guy. Can you really catch up?
You'll see. You'll see. She's bold for a reason.
I love that about her.
Wait, is UCLA campus now?
Bam!
Oh, bold.
Watch this. Watch this. Damn. Watching momentum.
This ended really well. It's really like
This is basically what Luc Besson stole Yamakasi from. Like he saw this and was like, "We have to do this, but with more."
Luc Besson is a wild boy for just putting. I mean, every movie, first of all, he was a bad.
He still is.
He is. You know, he's not reformed. He is.
He is French.
He is French, which does soften the blow. And then the movie. There's one movie where it's just straight up, clearly about. It's kind of honestly, you're right. The child sort of pursues the grown man. And it has sort of a parkour girl and bold guy dynamic. Yeah. Where the child, but then even the movie where it's technically a grown woman's body. In fact, it's a 1,000-year-old spirit, but it's learning like a child.
Yeah.
Like the Fifth Element, it's almost like.
Well, I think 17 at the time, and Luc Besson did end up marrying her.
Oh no!
And cheated on his wife, and definitely like did to her.
Holy.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, there you go.
My favorite piece of French director is Gaspar Noé.
Okay.
And you know the movie Irreversible?
Yes.
Like truly like brutal, like kind of horrifying movie. But like
it's a movie where what's her name?
Monica Bellucci.
Monica Bellucci, and it's like a gay guy or something?
Yeah, she gets by these gay guys in the movie.
Wait, what?
It's insane. But like, okay, so there was a bad, like, it got mixed reviews at the time. And
I love that.
one of the reviews was like, this is like the rough movie. Yeah. Gaspar Noé said, I play one of the gay guys who's in the club scene to show that I'm not above them. The greatest French thing ever said.
Oh my God.
I'm not above them, I'm too.
Great stuff.
That's like being woke in France.
Yeah, like being woke is making it gay guys that commit against women. Like, we need
Gays can do it too.
Yeah, and of course, in every movie, a woman is getting. We are French, after all. Okay, I'm sorry. Enough though. We gotta finish. I gotta check out what else. Bold guys. Ooh. Oh.
This is better than the Mission Impossible movies.
Whoa, let's not get crazy. That last one, they have that British lady with the huge tits.
Both guy would like. He would win her over within probably seconds, honestly.
He would.
Yeah.
Wow, Bold Guy is a cool girl.
It is remarkable that most of the fucking sequence is straight up parkour. Like he does have a lot of love for the game.
Yeah. It's not, I will say, as a filmmaker, it's not photographed that well. It's kind of a lot of static shots. I would have liked a little more.
Unlike a movie that's premiering tomorrow in Los Angeles.
That is true. Let's Start a Cult. I actually do sprint multiple times in this movie. I was even less healthy than I am now somehow.
They say that you taught Tom Cruise how to sprint in movies.
I was channeling Tom Cruise when I was sprinting. It was pretty sick, actually.
That's cool. Is my particular distaste for this very ugly garb, the hoodie, sleeveless hoodie, but then it also has like that affliction, like really busy fucking graphic on it.
Saying that you don't like that is basically insulted the nation of Egypt. That is the coolest shirt in Egypt. When they're going to their version of Equinox, which is called Muscle Academy, my Egyptian friend told me, that's what they're wearing. That's what you wear when you're like sworn in as the president. A suit is just like day-to-day bullshit. This is like real like black eye shit.
That is beautiful.
What like when Anwar Sadat was the first man to cut the sleeves off of a hoodie, and they were like, "You should be the president." This is great. Like we all love this.
I would like to know, and not that ethnicity is everything. A Bold Guy, I would love to know a little bit about his personal life and where his ancestors.
Wait, does this mean Pat McAfee is spiritually Egyptian?
Yes. Yes.
That's actually kind of interesting. He does kind of behave Egyptian. Very loud.
Do you notice
a lot of feats of strength?
Do you notice that Pat McAfee has never made any comments about the 2013 upheaval in Egypt?
Dude, now that you say it, holy fuck.
Yeah, he wanted autonomy for, he wanted Egypt to no longer be a puppet state for America.
He was a Morsi supporter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
His heart was broken when SCAF had their revenge.
Wait, he's Persian?
Who, Pat McAfee or the Bold Guy? Oh yeah, that makes so much sense.
Oh yeah. Do you guys make rape jokes more often because they don't penetrative sex as often, so don't emphasize enough to be horrified to say stupid shit? Asking for humanity? What? Oh, not us. You should say do guys.
Interesting.
I don't know, but I don't know where you're coming from.
Okay, Andrea Dworkin.
We haven't been doing that, but okay.
Let's get back to the bald guy. Good sprint on her there. Oh, the bald guy's coming up quick though.
Very fast.
Oh! Style points. Bald guy. Can you match? Oh, they're even showing.
No.
Wait, his last name is Hossein Zadeh?
Oh, hell
okay,
yeah.
that makes sense. Matt Haas, Hossein Zadeh.
Uh-oh, look at that look, that knowing look. She appears stuck. This is the most unimpressive parkour I've ever seen in my life.
There's too much.
I can honestly do some of this stuff. Like, not the big, but the simple moves I could do right now.
There is
a little bit of stretching.
There is payoff.
We're close, Hassan. We got one more minute. Let's go. Oh, close. Uh-oh. What?
He's like fucking Jason.
The bold guy? No.
How did you do that?
Oh, shit.
That's for slapping me.
Oh.
And that's for calling me a pussy.
Oh, what's this for?
Is that all you're gonna do to me?
What else do you want?
You're a healthy guy. I'm sure you can think of something.
Okay, I thought of something.
What?
Catch me and I'll tell you.
Wow, he's really...
Oh, he flipped it around
Believe
on
this
her.
guy?
Whoa, fourth wall break? Okay, you got that in fucking...
This is interesting. No, we don't.
Oh, wow.
We don't really play with the conventions of filmmaking the way the bold guy in Parkour
He is
Girl
very
do.
bold after all.
Yeah. I added the bold guy Wikipedia, and this was sort of his star-making turn. I think that he's made more interesting features, but like this was more like to get the average person involved. If you guys remember 2013, you couldn't go anywhere without people talking about the bold guy.
Oh, look what we got here.
What up, Austin?
There he is.
This is like, this is Darman before Darman
I love
ever.
the bold guy.
He's like evil Darman.
Yeah,
I fucking
bold guy
love the bold
walks and
guy.
Darman could run.
All Darman's videos are like, it's about like a kid who's getting bullied, and then he admits that he cheated on a math test. Bold guy, this one.
Epic arm wrestler.
Okay, here's the thing.
Good to see you, man.
Here's something that I'm like a little bit confused by.
Okay.
Oh, Noah's staying in. Well, I guess your room is fine. Oh, you're wearing the Y3 sweater that I made you buy.
Yeah, that's right. He has the same one. It was kind
It
of a
looks
cute
good.
thing. Thank you.
Yeah,
Looks good.
So all of his videos are parkour.
Oh, that bold guy versus angry bald guy. Bald is what he really was thinking. There's no other word bold guy wanted to say there.
Matt Haas is always getting into confrontations with bald guys.
Bald guys. Yes, this guy's the angry bald guy.
The sound design is so interesting. Like, are there just twigs everywhere?
They were doing stand with our hostages before October 7th. What did we know?
Like Egyptian military.
Wait, the yellow ribbon signifies something else, doesn't it?
That's the support our troops ribbon.
Where's the
Go put support our troops.
Oh wow.
The support our troops
Fucked
ribbon.
up, dude.
That is dope.
Yeah, as a true supporter, I'm very frustrated about that. I didn't realize.
I know you love the troops, man.
Yeah.
Why is he taking his shirt off? Why is this?
Because he's the angry ball
bald
guy.
taking his shirt off.
What the?
Gotta finish your burger. Oh, this is awesome. It does have some sexual connotations.
Does he have a hoodie with those sleeves all the way down? Or are all of his hoodies either completely sleeveless or t-shirt sleeves?
I think that you don't know a lot about the Egyptian.
No, I don't.
Garment.
I thought it was Persian, Matt Haas.
My mind is Egyptian.
Okay. Now it's not sleeves. It's short sleeves. gonna appear out of the corner. Like,
Yeah, and then they kiss.
I think you'll notice that like Bold Guy films are divided into two parts.
Okay.
There's the sort of very modest parkour sections.
they're honestly.
Oh, they are gonna kiss. What the?
Hold on.
Oh, I see.
I did not your sister. Shoot me.
Yes. Interesting.
Oh, it's on.
The zoom. Is he saying he got?
No. Oh my God. Oh my God. He shaves his shoulders because it's such a perfect line.
Of course,
oh my
dude.
God.
He's got to pop. He's got to make that bicep pop.
Oh no.
Oh wow.
Who do you think is gonna win?
No, be quiet.
Give up? Don't talk to me, face.
Iranian power versus ball.
I've been looking all over for you.
Who's that?
I'm his boyfriend. Do you mind?
What?
Okay, this is whoa.
Yeah, Bold Guy invented.
Oh my God. This is DEI.
What?
Yeah, that's how you can kind of tune in.
Bald
That's how you
guys?
can tell that it was woke. Is like at some point, at no point does he mention that he's black. He's a black guy.
No, he's bald. He just happens being angry. You know that thing that usually is by
Associated with bald
bald guys.
Yeah.
In culture, the hegemony puts on the bald community, of which I am not. Of course, I do have beautiful, luscious hair.
By the way,
but I do have many friends.
Bro,
that are
you
bald.
said panopticon. Now you're saying hegemony. What is happening?
I know words.
You come on. You come on
think
the
I know
show.
words?
You come on the show.
I'm
You
Greek.
start.
First of all Greeks are smarter than all terms. That's number one. Okay?
Those are Greek words.
They are Greek words. Thank you very much.
Is that why?
I actually do know many of the roots.
Yeah.
See, you'll notice that like all of his hits. Yeah. And he's experimented with the formula in later production. Half the modest parkour, and then half like this sort of tete-a-tete, like Tracy Hepburn. Yeah. Well, like a typical scene is like someone's always mad at the Bold Guy.
Of course.
He
Like, no
never
matter
leaves
what.
it unresolved though. Like he doesn't leave it. He's always going to confront it head on.
Yeah. Like the typical scene is like someone's confronting him, and they're like, "You're," and he'll be like, or do I? And then,
well, he charms his way out of it. Yes.
Yeah.
He's like a sexual Cary Grant.
Yeah.
You know, he's like a very a sort of how do you want to say it? It's almost like there's something just primal sexual leading man from the 30s almost.
A more attractive Cary Grant or a more charismatic Humphrey Bogart, if you will.
Yes, absolutely. I do need to see how this ends, Hassan. I hate to run your
I'm wrestling. Bitch, how do you like holding my hand?
Yeah, now you're gay.
What's going on here?
Oh,
Go away,
Corporal's
sis.
back.
I'm defending your honor.
No, you're not.
Wait, that's his sister.
Wait.
This is so woke. This is so woke.
Race
This
blind
is-
casting.
Dude, that's amazing.
The Bold Guy would have no problem with the new Little Mermaid.
Oh my
The
God.
Bold Guy was.
probably in it.
He's probably in it. You're right.
Is your sister?
I was adopted.
Don't.
I
Is
almost
it all I
hate
am to
that they
you?
even
Just an-
Yes.
He's tuned in on the bottom top dynamics.
Every line is a hit.
Dude, he knows a lot about gay
shit.
culture.
The Bold Guy wishes it had this joke per minute.
Bold
pace.
Guy's incredible.
And he looks up at the bold guy. Maybe he wants to.
He wants to. Of course he does.
I like being here.
I think I'm gonna throw up.
Hey, don't call him that.
Called him
Eat 'em.
derisively.
Do you want to see something really big?
What? The bottom has a
Is
huge
that
dick?
thing real?
Jesus.
No! Bold guy, no!
The Bold Guy was entranced by the bottom's huge. Wait a second. He's looking back at it. It looks like
Pathetic piece of crap.
piece of crap.
Why is he so mad? His sister seems to be on his side.
This is fascinating.
Dude, he took an L in his
took
own
an L.
cinematic production.
Well, let's see how it ends. He can't leave.
Come on, man. It's not the end of the world.
Just the bottom with a big dick.
If it makes you feel any better. When I first saw you, I didn't know if I wanted to kick your ass or kick you in the ass.
Yes.
That is extremely nice of you to say.
Wow, he's flattered. He's not homophobic at all.
My sister says she really likes you. Friends?
Take that off. Take the glove off. So that handshake.
I'm still willing to take you up on that offer if you want.
Wait a second. What offer?
What offer?
You wanted me to...
Oh.
That was before I knew you were gay.
Now that's interesting.
Besides, your sister's already
very nuanced sexuality. He's a heteroflexible in a very specific way.
Yeah, he's like,
I love the bold guy.
techno music got me being pro-Israel. Like, I'm starting to bump it. The more you listen to it, the more you're like, maybe, okay, October 7th is when the first time things happened over there.
If you showed this in Israel, they would be like, "Oh my god! Like this is our
in their
Godfather."
Oscars. Yep.
Like,
what's the Haas man up to these days?
Oh, let's see what his account looks like now. Matt Haas Zone.
Alcatraz prison.
Last time he posted was 2 years ago. Let's visit San Francisco Alcatraz prison.
I don't want to.
Wait, why did he stop making Kino? Like, what the?
Because he sued H3 and lost the lawsuit.
Wait, for real?
Yeah, because H3 made a video like making fun of these movies.
Oh, what? These are great. This is
Yeah.
So he sued and he lost, huh? That's a shame.
It was over copyright. Like they were making fun of his videos, and he was like, "You owe me $10 trillion." And like, he's one of those guys who like. Within seconds, the judge is like, "Okay, you're clearly completely insane."
Or he's talking so close to the judge, he's almost like they're touching lips. he's trying all these tricks on the judge.
The judge is like, "Court is in session," and he's like, "How about you have a session in my balls?" And he just slowly jumps over the witness stand, and there he's just like. What the fuck? Like, what?
This is the landmark case for free use. Like, this is fair use.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, at least he's on his sword so that we could watch his videos and basically do what he sued H3 for.
I mean, he is kind of like he had it before, like around the time he filed his suit. He has a video where he comes out in favor of universal health care, too.
Whoa.
So I think, like, history judges him.
I love the bold guy.
Yeah, like, history absolves this guy. Like,
yeah, what's his take on Israel conducting it?
Let me try to find his Twitter.
Years and years ago, he's like, Israel's an apartheid regime. Nelson Mandela was right.
He could be. Who knows?
2003.
I wouldn't put anything past the bold guy. He is bold, of course. Bold guy versus... He's fighting itself.
Yeah.
Wait. It looks like he was experimenting with a character called Horny Tony.
Oh no.
Horny Tony versus Demon.
Horny Tony is kind of like his blue period.
Oh, okay. But then Bold Guy fights the demon later. Interesting.
Yeah.
A lot of great stuff here.
Bold Guy picks up Mystery Girl. Uh-oh.
Son of a MILF. Make sure you watch the previous. Like,
I really understand what this 2-minute YouTube video is going to be all about.
I love the Bold Guy.
Packed in those 2 minutes.
This is incredible stuff.
Yeah, what is this like Windows Movie Maker that he's using?
It's an interesting aesthetic.
Yeah, I like it.
It betrays sort of the innocence and softness of Bold Guy's universe.
Yeah.
Uh-oh, deeper. Where is he?
Oh, God,
Can I even show this?
Good.
It's YouTube, bro.
God, that is
See?
amazing.
I was wrong. You were got.
You know what?
What?
Does Bold Guy have the greatest body in history?
Your feet
I think
smell.
so.
Why do you smell?
Come here, smell them.
Cute.
Me? Again?
That's his favorite. That's his
Only if you
favorite.
insist.
He loves that.
He's kind of yoked, dude.
He's kind of jacked,
He's
dude.
shredded, dude. Respect.
People are saying he has the most beautiful body anyone has ever had.
He is peak, dude. He's
Again?
peak.
Fuck me.
Yeah,
But you just did.
He loves that.
I'd like to establish I got it already.
Yeah.
Even though it's all very clear based on the setting. We're nude. I'm massaging your feet in an implied post-coital embrace. But I gotta spell it out.
You really do know how to treat a girl in bed.
I told you I owed you a favor.
Yeah, but I think you enjoyed the favor as much as I did.
I did. Except for the smelly feet part.
Whoa.
Shut up.
Some great actors.
Oh, you were wrong, by the way.
About what?
Well, you said I have a hairy vagina, remember?
I was wrong.
He says
And
some crazy to women before he said
He's pro. Very.
No, what do
This
you
guy's
mean?
I
awesome.
like a little bit of hair down there. It's sexy.
Holy fuck, he's the
So you
man.
finally got to discuss my vagina with me.
It's my second favorite subject.
Uh-oh.
What's your first?
I'll tell you next time.
There's gonna be a next time? I'm flattered.
Yeah. Start growing your...
Oh.
I think you're more
Everyone.
He's so scientific with it. Like, why is he talking like, start growing your...
This is awesome.
That's wild. What
He's the man,
Is
dude.
this Megalopolis?
This is basic. They ripped him off. They ripped off the bold
I
guy.
haven't seen Megalopolis yet.
It's like this, but not as good.
Knowing
My
that they
hair's
ripped off the
again.
bold guy makes me want to see it so bad.
Yeah.
And I'll really hard.
Come here. I want to show you something.
Whoa.
Thanks for watching, guys. I've got a lot of work to do here, so I'll catch up with you next time. Whoa! You're not supposed to pull that.
What is he implying happened?
That was an awesome one because nothing happened there.
Yeah,
There
no,
was no
wait.
plot at all.
It was just him bragging that he had sex again.
Writer, director, cinematographer, editor, music composer, Matt Hossein-Zadeh.
This is the type of that, like, if someone walks in, it's easier to be like, I'm watching porn.
Yeah.
I'm watching porn. I'm watching pornographic material.
I'm watching the bold guy.
My mom did.
Wait, what the? This isn't real, dude.
There's no way that's real.
That's so funny. No, I mean, as in, like, obviously, Mr. Beast didn't buy this ad.
No, I think
but
he
I mean,
did.
like, this ad doesn't exist.
No, of course. That can't be any with that.
Yeah, that'd be really funny.
I do think he paid for that, actually. There's no way. There's no way a pig doesn't taste better than a
I
Jew.
want to show you guys this account.
Yes.
Jews fight back. I stand with Shy. If you do too, comment I stand with Shy. Let's show the world how many of us support this man. Only got 3,000 likes.
Who is Shy?
How do we explain this? How do we?
Who the fuck is Shy?
He's like if the bold guy was, instead of having sex with beautiful women and running around, more focused on crying in public.
Yeah.
And serially harassing pro-Palestinian students.
Is he one of those guys that goes to he goes to a protest and is like, they're punching me.
Oh no, he did do that, literally.
Yeah.
Like, he did do that.
So he was a Columbia University Business School professor, which already bullshit job.
Yeah.
But he last year when the campus movement kind of started,
A business professor.
and he was like a lib.
Yeah.
But he last year I first noticed him when he started out. He had the best tweet of that year when he went, "My name is Shy David. I'm a father and I'm a professor, blah, blah, blah."
He wrote an effort post. He wrote a long-ass effort post on Twitter
But it
after,
had-
crying in public.
Yeah, it had the funniest sentence, which was on Monday, I went viral for crying. And ever since then, he's dropped the pretense of being I'm actually a liberal, I'm against Netanyahu and I want
Right,
peace.
right.
But this is he's dropped that pretense and is just anytime he sees someone who's even remotely tan, he's like, "You're a terrorist, rapist."
Oh, wow.
And he's when people reply to him on Twitter, and by the way, he doesn't even have any classes at this time. He has no reason to be on campus except to
That's awesome.
harangue every student he sees. And when people will reply to him on Twitter and be like, "Can you fucking leave? You have kids. Your kids probably haven't had dinner in a year."
And then he'd be like, "This is just like the Holocaust."
He'll find that person's parents and DM them at their work email and be like, "Your son is a rape apologist." He's fine after doing this
What a
to
fucking dork.
after doing this to probably personally harassing probably hundreds of students at this point.
Yes.
And not having any reason to be here, Columbia finally banned him from the campuses because
Wow.
it's you can't just do that.
No, they banned him because Because they're anti-Semitic.
Right. And it's a slam dunk. It's a slam dunk discrimination case, and he's getting
Yeah. No, he did. He got banned off campus, and immediately it was like, I got a call from my lawyer. Like, you're gonna get a lot of paperwork coming your way. What's up? Food? Yeah, it's been here for quite some time. Go outside and take a look. I don't know. I think so. Wait.
You let somebody in. Yeah, that guy's awesome. That's a great move.
Oh no, it's not here yet. It's not here yet.
Stop. Do you remember Mikey Miles?
20 minutes.
Of course.
Doesn't he have like a Mikey Miles? I didn't notice it until someone pointed it out to me yesterday. He has such a Mikey Miles look.
He really does.
He's like, yeah, if Mikey Miles was rich.
That's his like.
But he got a temporary ban from Columbia campus for serially harassing every student that he thought was, Hamas military.
And crucially, of course, like, this is probably going to shock you. Like, who could believe this? His dad is a very wealthy, like, weapons like executive. Like, who I know. You just wouldn't believe it talking to him. No,
oh my God.
How is that true?
It's so awesome to be like, hey, we're getting away with horrific crimes, but you have to also be nice about it, too.
Yeah.
That guy is winning. The racist who wants to do this fucking bullshit is winning, and he has to be like, but you have to also be polite to me.
It's like crazy. It's just like the Trump people during the Trump administration, or like libs after Biden won, where it's like, it's not enough that we got what we wanted. You have to be happy about it.
Yeah,
for,
yeah. You have to think Trump is hot. Yeah. I loved all those guys making sexy Trump cartoons.
Yeah.
Every drawing of him was like, he was jacked. It was awesome.
Do you think that his dad is probably like 70, 80 something? Do you think that he's like trying to make your $4 billion missiles?
Yeah. By the way, so this is what happened. After his lawyer called him and told him he was banned from campus, Shy immediately logged on the IG to tell Cass Holloway, Columbia's chief operating officer, to go fuck himself.
Smart.
Cass,
this is awesome.
This message is for you.
He also said Cass Holloway was just like the concentration camp guards at Auschwitz.
Probably worse, actually. Probably more.
Why? Because an administrator was standing right next to him as like students with kibias were walking by him, and he was like, "They're hitting me! They're hitting my shins!"
I might have seen that video and not realized it was him.
Yeah.
I mean, there's been a bunch of those.
I don't know. I mean, look, I'm not going to be defeating the anti-Semite allegations here by showing you the most egregious anti-Semitic hate crime.
Yeah,
I love that. I love that Shy David is like so annoying that it's like people are gonna think I'm anti-Semitic for like showing him. even among Jews, we're like,
yeah,
come on, that's not fair. Okay, fine.
No, I've told the story on stream before, but like I know like Jank is old school, so like he gets invited to like he's the guy that defends Palestinians in like pro-Israel events, basically, that they still ask, because like they're gonna fucking ask me. But like apparently like Israel will come up to him after the event and be like, I'm sorry you have to deal with Rabbi Shmuley.
Way to do things. The way to go about things.
Like a guy who probably like during the Lebanese Civil War. He's like, okay, like even I know this guy is fucking gross and annoying. The fucking dildo rabbi, I know.
God damn.
Yeah, him and Shai Davide are basically fucking converting people to hate Israel.
This is you said
this is him and Cause Campus.
We should give a content warning. If you guys are sensitive to images of like genocide and mass killing, like don't watch this. It's really violent.
You're about to see basically like the modern Holocaust.
Yeah, okay. Dude, I don't know. What?
It's amazing how the assistant director of public safety will not see the number of elbow bit I
Thousands of elbows.
You are so many useless administrators in Nazi Germany.
Wow. What the fuck?
That part I don't fully understand because it's like, wouldn't that be good for Jews? like they just let him slip or something?
Yeah.
Like, what was he trying to say there? The wires got crossed a little bit.
They were going for $3 million of a dummy like this was a jar.
Like, what are you? Like, why did you say that
here?
This is the second part, which is not shy. I don't think this is a different student.
We are Jewish. We are proud. And we are going to be loud.
Drawing a raucous crowd. Drawing a fucking raucous crowd. Damn, dude, that guy said you can tell he's a fucking loser just by how he behaves.
Yeah. But now Colombia anti-Semitically has. Wait, what the? This isn't real, dude.
There's no way that's real.
That's so funny. No, I mean, as in, like, obviously Mr. Beast didn't buy this ad.
No, I think
but I
he
mean,
did.
like, this ad doesn't exist.
No, of course. That can't be anywhere.
Yeah, that'd be really funny.
I do think he paid for that, actually. I think that is real. I've changed my mind.
What? Oh my God! What? I'm aware that he.
Is
You
that real?
have to see this.
No. No.
Oh my God! I'm
Wait,
aware.
wait. It couldn't have been that one, though. Someone must.
No, it's just
Israel.
Israel.
Mr. Beast on it?
What?
There's no way that's
It was hacked, apparently. Oh my God! Oh my God! What? This is gonna. This is gonna cause Mr. Beast to come out with a statement now.
Yeah.
And be like, publicly,
Okay.
like.
It doesn't have Mr. Beast on it. That's not funny anymore.
No, I think they might have put. No, it says paid for by Mr. Beast LLC. Mr.
I
Beast,
need
you know
to-
what's not funny? This garbage or useless brand paid for.
I mean, what
How
kind
would
of
you
person?
look at that and literally think he did that? You have to be so stupid.
Nah, that's kind of his style. You know, the man loves the court controversy.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Paid for by Mr. That is, I will say, that's a funny wrinkle. I wish they'd used his face for real instead of just.
No, I think they did. They added it later down the line.
Okay. No, I don't see
Chicago
the face.
Jewish Alliance, as seen on North Shore off 294, where it merges with 94. We will be getting to the bottom of this. Let us know. Somebody's going to regret this. Multiple someones, for that matter. A billboard company and the Jew hater who bought the ad. This is a direct attack on the North Shore Jewish community.
Billboard's taking
Update. The
down
company that owns the
content.
billboard has taken down the content and is conducting an
I think
investigation.
it was Mr. Beast personally. I think he did it.
This is so...
I think he did it because he was going to sell chocolate bars to the IDF and the deal fell through at the last second.
Yeah, he's like, fuck Israel.
It was like, I got to move Lunchly. they were on the hook for $1 billion worth of Lunchly, and then they said they backed out at the last
Anti-Semitic
second.
messages displayed out. Felix, you will never guess what is on a Chicago suburb on an anti-Semitic billboard.
Oh no! Wait, what's? Let me guess.
No, it's too
Skokie,
late.
Illinois.
I already clicked on it accidentally.
I don't think that one's real, is it? The face is so good.
It's awesome because they're adding Mr. Beast.
Yeah, people think
At
it's
Mr. Beast in Illinois, people are claiming this billboard is real. I assume it's got to be Photoshop. Someone put your name on it. This person goes, Mr. Beast. You know what's not funny? This garbage or useless brand paid for.
Paid for Mr. Beast LLC.
I wanted his face on it.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
You gotta take a pistol.
I'm sure your billboards will free the Islamic Republic of Palestine. The Islamic Republic of Palestine.
A subsidiary of Iran. Like, what? Where is this? Is this in Skokie?
Yeah,
Or like,
every Palestinian is going to convert to Shia Islam to be a part.
wait, where is this though?
Yeah.
Like which Illinois suburb?
It was several electronic billboards in Northbrook.
Oh,
The Chicago suburb were hacked to display anti-Semitic messages on Wednesday. Congressman Brad Schumer condemned the displayers, highlighting their inappropriateness during Sukkot in a community with a significant Jewish population. Alpha Media is investigating the incident, and the offensive content was removed around 7 p.m.
Northbrook Court. Is in Illinois. I've never celebrated. That's one of those holidays where like I don't know if any of you in chat have this problem I have, where like I've been like looking for an apartment in New York, and like the guy who works for the building will be like, "Oh yeah, I mean, no one's gonna be like in town for the next like 87 days because it's one of those holidays that like I never celebrated growing up." And I'm like, and they'll always reference my last name. They'll be like, Biederman, you're Jewish, you understand. And I'm like, yeah. I know all about this weird holiday I've never heard of.
Scatter saying that like this is definitely like a Zionist that did this is so wrong. This is too funny for like no. If it was Zionist, it'd be like, I want to kill all the Jews because I hate Israel and love Palestine. Is what they would write on the billboard.
Zionists, there would also be like a rape thing. It would be like, I support rape.
Yeah.
Signed
Or what was it like? They would say like rape is liberation.
Yeah.
Signed Hamas or something.
Yeah, from the Quran.
Yeah, exactly. No, this is way too funny for it to be like actually done. This is definitely like kind of hacked it.
Yeah, this is just someone having a goof.
If Reform Jews would find Sukkot to be too high effort, it does seem cool to camp in your backyard, but eh.
Yeah, Sukkot is the one where you have to have a gazebo, and it's like the idea of my poor dad building a gazebo every year. It would drive him mad.
Wait, so they chill outside for 2 weeks? Someone said, I work for Orthodox communities. I'm off work for 2 weeks.
Yeah, I just like whenever I have someone running, you know, I think I've told the story. When I was flying from here to New York for like a New York show we did, I got clocked by like a Hasid in my row. Let's go! And I just wasn't thinking, you know. My answer to that question.
You're like, no, I'm Armenian.
Yeah. Usually when I'm asked that question, it's like, oh no, I'm sorry, I'm Turkish, and then that always gets me out of it.
Yeah. Nice. What'd you get? I have so many.
But this guy was like, oh, it's holiday with the tree branch. I forgot which one. And he had a special lemon and a tree branch, and he made me chant in Hebrew and squeeze a lemon. And the entire time he was telling me how expensive the lemon was. And I was like, sir, can you do like a little like less? Like, can you not talk about how the lemon is expensive, sir? And I was so embarrassed. Like the flight attendant was looking at me. I was so embarrassed.
Oh,
and it was
on a flight.
It was on a flight.
Oh no!
And it was all because I didn't have my faculties. I wasn't like I'm Turkish. You know, I'm a Turkish man. And I really had a lot of bad money.
It's called an etrog, and it's very expensive, Lamar. Wait, really? It's a special lemon?
Yep. Yeah, it's a theological.
The lemon could be like $400. What? Citron? What the? So he wasn't even like being a penny pincher about it. He straight up was like actually balling out.
Yeah.
He wanted you to know how big of a baller he was.
Yeah. I don't know how
you get to taste it.
No, you can't even take. That's the worst part. You just hold it. They're like, shake the tree branch and grip the lemon, and it's like, why is the lemon involved?
You should be able to fucking spritz in a little salmon and eat that shit.
I feel like if you spritz the lemon, they would like, in Sons of Anarchy when they kick you out of the gang and like mark over your tattoos. They would do the Hasid version of that if you dared cut into the lemon.
Oh, that would have been awesome to watch though.
There's a show.
Yeah, they straighten your hair.
You don't get those awesome curlies.
Yeah.
The etrog is taken in hand and held or fragrance is working with holiday prayers. This appears often given selecting an etrog in the performance of Sukkot holiday rituals.
Is this Sukkot the one where you make a woman sit outside when she's on her period?
Oh no, you just always are supposed to.
Oh really?
I don't even mean religiously. I just mean in general. Women who are menstruating can't go into the gazebo, as far as I know.
It gets better. The delicate tip of the etrog breaks. You can't use it anymore. It's no longer kosher. That and you have to use a flamethrower on your kitchen is like the coolest shit.
For real? They get flamethrowers?
You have to literally completely cleanse your kitchen, right? Or your house entirely, or just your kitchen?
I'm not really sure.
Yeah, in order to kosher your kitchen, I'm pretty sure you have to like flamethrower.
Can you use those Elon Musk flamethrowers from a couple years ago?
Knowing what I know about like the whole like kosher thing, probably not, because like a lot of stuff that's kosher is stuff where it makes no sense for it to be kosher. Like salt is a great example. Like, what is the difference between kosher and non-kosher salt? It's literally just like that's one of the it's sort of busy work for a rabbi.
Yeah, no, this is it. Flamethrowing rabbi goes viral for making kitchens kosher.
Hell yeah. That's fucking awesome. That's fucking cool shit. This dog are best friends.
It's pretty sick. I love when Goyim find Jewish content on TikTok and are completely confused.
I'm confused.
No, I'm not. I knew about this.
Yeah, it's on you.
Yeah, but like, does it make sense to you?
Yeah, it does.
Why?
Because we're not anti-Semitic.
Yeah, because we love the Jewish people.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is true.
What are your hang-ups about this, huh?
You self-hating Jew.
Yeah.
I don't get it. Like, what do you like? Why does the flamethrower need to go in the microwave? Like, what was happening in the microwave?
Well, because I'll give you this. The fire to me makes sense because it's such a primal cleansing thing. But when it's cleansing a microwave,
yeah,
it's like you're cleansing something, like make it cleanse. I guess even the oven, even though
that's a little silly.
Even that's stupid. But it's like, all right, I get the connection to the oven, but a microwave wasn't in anyone's mind when these laws were being made.
Yeah, and are you doing the inside of your refrigerator?
Good question.
Yeah,
probably. I assume
probably.
they have to. You have to fucking clean every.
They probably
crumb.
do this when it's new. It's like to start it up.
Yeah. Ask Felix if the string around the entirety of Manhattan is. Why would he know? Yes, it is real, but also why would I ask him about that?
I'm from the Midwest. We didn't do
like, come on, you Jews all have like.
like
you all talk to one another.
Yeah, like you have to understand, sir. if you went up to my dad or my mom or just anyone in my family going back like 150 years and we're like, you need to do the fire ritual to your kitchen and you can't go to work for like all of fall, they would be like, what the hell are you what are you talking about?
Yeah.
I mean, these Volvos aren't going to buy themselves. Take a fucking hike.
You guys here? Is everyone here? Cutie's late still.
Now
okay,
we're
good.
talking. What's up, big dog?
All right. But yeah, here's some other tidbits. For example, a lot of the hospitals in New York stop at every floor on Saturdays because to follow Sabbath. Am I saying that right?
Shabbat.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, you can't touch like any electronic device unless you hire a Shabbos
That's
goy.
my favorite thing in the fucking world.
Dude, it's mint. Like you get the
so awesome.
I know a guy who that was his job.
That's the easiest job.
I would have loved to be a Shabbos goy.
Yeah, it's the easiest
you know
fucking
what
job.
else I would love to do? Someone fucking's like, hey, put on like let's say it was a dickhead, right? Like, hey, put on fucking Looney Tunes for my kid. I put on fucking John Wick, and their kid fucking watches guys get shot in the head. He can't do anything about it. Because he's not allowed to touch electronics.
Like, I think the whole hot seat thing is kind of cool because it's like, you know, when they did that tunnel.
That was awesome.
It's like, who else is doing community projects like that?
Awesome.
That was pretty cool.
It's also one thing I do also love about them is that was the coolest way to dress when they started.
Exactly.
So they were the flyest motherfuckers around.
I still think they are. The hat is so sick.
But it's like, they picked like
and it's the
hype beast wear,
and it's the
basically
pussy
at the
getter
time.
hat.
What the big furry one?
Yeah,
yes.
when you wear the furry one, it's like I got
that
pussy.
is cool. That is cool.
Yeah.
What if they have like a convention and they're like, okay, it's been like 200 years, we're updating it. We all have to dress like Joe Budden now. We all have to wear like beige leather trench coats.
The only
silk do rag.
The only other group that is
cowboy hat.
It'd be funnier if they were like, no, we're stealing the black Israelite garb.
Oh,
Mortal Kombat
would
style.
be awesome.
New York would be in flames.
That would be
Yeah.
awesome.
That would be that would be like GTA.
Yeah.
The Hasids and the Black Israelites fighting over like the Hebrew Bashiki thing.
That is an awesome look.
I love the Black Israelites like whole new visual aesthetic very much.
They're captivating speakers too.
Yeah, they make a lot of good points.
Yeah.
I always feel so bad when it's like some like fucking some like kid from like a Jewish high school or something who like is clearly on the debate team and is like, all right, I'm gonna settle it with these guys. And you're like, you devil bitch. Burst into tears instantly.
They have so much. They have so much like charisma.
Yeah,
You're not gonna be able to fight that. So much presence.
Yeah. There's just nothing. If you're like a nerdy, like Jewish 15-year-old, there's nothing you would ever even think of saying that would touch them. You need to be like an adult with some experiences.
Even then.
You're wearing black.
No. Yeah.
Even then, the like you could just the mashing of the turbo button over any good point you're making by just being fucking like awesome and loud. Kind of cool.
You would have to have some life experience and be like, you know, what are you going to tell me next? The pyramids were spaceships? But then they'll probably have an answer for that.
Yeah, so that's
they probably have an answer for that.
There's no beating it. They're the best.
Yeah.
They're the best in the business.
This guy says Felix is representing black Israelite ideology, except he says everyone is Turkish. Which is true. That is a Turkish trait. That is the most Turkish trait. My grandfather is a very well-read man. Unironically, will tell you that Native Americans are Turkish. Like straight up.
Paul McCartney was Turkish.
Yeah, he'll be like, no, like havasu. It means air and water. Straight up.
That's fucking.
There's one thing.
Except for Greeks. Greeks are not Turks.
Yeah.
There's one thing like that for Jews that I really like, and there's this like Japanese guy who started like Japan and the dominant Japan, wrote what's called the Jewish way of doing business.
Hell yeah.
And it's like, look, listen, Jews took over business, and I'm about to show you their secrets. but he says like, I actually have a lot of problem with Jews because I'm from the Kansai region, and people discriminated against me from the Kansai dialect, which is like being Jewish. But also, Jews settled in the Kansai region, in Osaka.
That's incredible.
That's what I believe.
How'd they get there?
Awesome.
They took a. There are a lot more land bridges back then.
You could probably walk from where to
Or they were just born. I think we're from the Kansai region.
Oh, you think they started there?
I think we started there.
They moved to the Middle East.
I think that we're supposed to like and then we're gonna have bring the Nazis back.
Jesus' grave is in Japan too. There was an Abroad in Japan video about it. That's crazy.
That makes sense.
How the fuck did he get there, dude? Jesus went to Japan for conspiracy theory.
They got a lot of cool books they threw out about Jesus. All the Gnostic texts and shit.
There's a whole section about Jesus' life that's exactly like the comic book preacher. Where he's like fucking people up.
Oh yeah, he walked on water. That's true. I didn't even think about that. Yeah.
That's like his fucking most number one thing.
Think how bored you would get like walking from Palestine to Japan. Like over the water.
How far is that?
What is that?
That's a long time, bro.
God, I hope you have some reading material.
I'm the chatter in Kyrgyzstan who also studied to be a Hasidic rabbi. When I grew up in America, this stream has had a lot for me. This guy is literally from Kyrgyzstan, by the way. I don't know about the whole, like, if he actually did study to become a Hasidic rabbi, but I know he is one of my two Kyrgyz chatters.
What do they got over there? What do they got in Kyrgyzstan?
They have that one female fighter that won the UFC bout. She's like Kyrgyz and also right. Isn't that Kyrgyzstan? I did. First went to yeshiva in Skokie, then went to Hasidic yeshiva in upstate New York.
Oh, wow.
Wait, what the fuck? How? Yeah, Valentina Shevchenko.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I know her.
Yeah, Valentina Shevchenko. What do they call her? The bullet or something?
I don't know.
She
We
got
don't
a
talk
sick,
anymore.
like, gun tattoo.
We don't talk anymore. It got messy at the end.
Yeah, she's from, what is it, Bishkek? Am I saying that right?
Bishkek?
Yeah.
Pretty popular in Central Asia. I don't think it's like an everyday thing, but like it's a delicacy in a lot of places. I've seen like horse carpaccio, and it looks kind of good.
Yeah, I mean, Greek people, there's a
Horse
fucking...
meat is for the rich or for fancy meals.
It is a very good. It is a very good protein to fat ratio.
Interesting.
I know,
Good
yeah.
macros?
Yeah.
Don't tell fuck son.
Yeah, I can't. I had a horse, so I can't eat horse meat. I don't know. It just like feels
Who
weird.
gives a fuck?
It's like eating dog meat. You know?
I mean, listen, I don't want to do that, but if you brought me a delicious piece of meat and was like, by the way, dog, I wouldn't eat this meat at all. I didn't want to know before, but if I ate it, I was like, damn, that's a nice little fucking popcorn chicken. Like, that's actually dog meat. I'd be like, oh, yeah.
I mean, if you have more chicken form, everything tastes good.
I'm just saying, I would eat fucking
Mostly
I
breading
don't
at
really
that
give
point.
a fuck.
Hold on.
Why are people so mad about people eating dog?
It is.
Who cares?
It's kind of like
At this point, pig. I eat bacon. I don't give a
pretty much no different.
Peter's argument flops on me when I'm like, you know what, you're right. We should also eat dogs. You know what? Good point.
More meat.
We should also fucking get some dogs going.
Yeah.
It is just it is like kind of just an arbitrary thing. It's
No,
like we
I
have a
understand it. I just,
relationship with one.
yeah, exactly. That is because you just they're friends, not you. You know, that's the way I
Doesn't
see
mean
it.
some of your friends.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that was just what they were
We're
going
gonna
to
piss
do.
off the vegans. Is Cutie here yet? Marge. Will.
I don't.
Is Cutie here? No, of course not. She's late. Classic. I bet she's gonna be wet.
Oh, I got the big
There
boys. What's up, lads?
Oh, dude, you're feeling fucking fit, bro.
Yeah, I did a
he's-
bodybuilding thing
really?
down in Austin. Yeah.
Yeah, he's out of control, dude.
Oh,
Damn, I'm gonna get hard.
I'm gonna run the 3-minute ad break here. We're gonna set up for the podcast, everybody. So yeah, Stavi Baby's gonna be on the pod.
be on the
promote
pod.
shit out of his fucking new
Let's start a
movie
cult,
coming
baby.
out.
let's start a damn cult.
What do you guys want to promote? Things. I dare I say was cautiously very optimistic about the Kamala Harris campaign's chances when the swap out happened, and then and kept repeating.
Hello, my strange millennials, you ask. So I'm delivering another installment of creepy conservative men who come into my DMs because they think I'm a woman. This one starts how they all start, once upon a DM notification. You look like Marilyn Monroe, he said. Thank you, I said. I'm no Joe DiMaggio, but I could hit a home run with you, baby, he said. I know that when you said hit, you were referring to Choten Cho's baseball career, but I personally find it weird to invoke somebody's abusive ex and the word hit in your flirtations. Joe DiMaggio wasn't abusive. He was the love of Marilyn's life. And the photographer who took the nude photos of Marilyn was a friend, and he sold them to Playboy without her consent, proving that Marilyn Monroe did not have the best judge of character when it came to men in her life, I said. So your logic is some photographer double-crossed Marilyn, so Joe DiMaggio was abusive. That makes no sense. That's not what I said. I said Marilyn Monroe had a blind spot when it comes to men. Joe DiMaggio's beating her is what made him abusive, I said. Well, he didn't beat her, he said. Look, I know I'm putting a cramp into that lovely pickup line you probably had ChatGPT write for you, but yes, he did. Nope. My goodness, you are such a wordsmith. There is no debunking your airtight argument of nope, I said. Why are you being a bitch? He said. You called me a bitch for the same reason Joe DiMaggio beat Marilyn Monroe, because Marilyn and I were not willing to acquiesce and become mindless sex doll trad wives. I said. Oh, so now I'm abusive, he said. That's not what I said. I said Joe DiMaggio beat Marilyn for the same reason you called me a bitch, because you had pushback and were made to feel emasculated by somebody who seems to be more self-reliant than you are. Well, you are a bitch. I do think calling someone a bitch can be a form of verbal abuse, but your thinking I was calling you abusive is very telling. Kind of a hit dog hollers, if you will. Holler about this bitch, he said. That's when he sent me a picture. You'll never guess what it was. It was his ding-a-ling. For reference. You're a very silly little man. When confronted with the idea that you might be verbally abusive, you decided to go straight into sexual assault. I said, that is not sexual assault, you bitch, he said. Oh, it most definitely is. By the way, I'm a drag queen, I said right before I blocked him. Thank you for watching, my strange little onions. I love you. Have a hug, a cookie, and a juice box. Mwah.
If I had to sum up today's entire video in a single word, it would be overreaction. I run the risk of exaggerating here myself, but I'm racking my brain and I genuinely believe this is the biggest overreaction I have ever seen coming from someone attached to a giant Hollywood movie. A fan-made movie poster has somehow made its way all the way to NBC News and CNN because one of the actresses featured on the poster for the upcoming movie Wicked called it out and digitally ripped it to shreds, claiming that this is the quote, most offensive thing she's ever seen. So today, I thought we'd take a look at the poster in question and see if we can decide for ourselves whether it warranted a response that was so, dare I say, intense. But first, welcome. My name is D'Angelo, and I am your professor of logarithmetic, which is a very real degree that I definitely do have. Or maybe this is just me broadcasting myself, talking in my room like YouTube used to be. And in today's lecture, I have been straight up flummoxed as I attempt to understand where in the world this actress could possibly be coming from. So the actress in question is Cynthia Erivo. She's a singer as well, winning a Grammy Award and a Tony for her performance on Broadway. And she and Ariana Grande have been in the news for what feels like centuries at this point because they are playing the main characters in the upcoming musical Wicked. And they've been on this never-ending press tour. Seriously, this film has been in production hell for over 10 years at this point. At one point, it was supposed to release in 2016, and then 2019, 2021, then you've got COVID, obviously. And then finally, in November of 2021, that's when Ariana and Cynthia joined the cast. And so as you can imagine, there has been a lot of information coming from these two about the movie. And while there's certainly a lot to be said about Miss Grande herself, that would take up its own video. So let's just go ahead and talk about Miss Erivo. Here is the original movie poster. This is the official poster for the film Wicked. This is the one that Cynthia is okay with. As far as movie posters go, it's kind of mid, honestly. Like, it's fine, but it really pales in comparison to this. Now we're cooking with fire. So this poster actually came first. See, the Wicked musical film that's coming out is actually based off of this Broadway play, and this is the poster they used for that. It's worth noting that the Broadway play is actually based off of the book. The book is a lot different than the play, I'll tell you that. I made the mistake of reading the book first, and I was like, whoa, this rips. And then I watched the play. Seriously, if you like Wicked, the musical, read the book. It goes so much harder. It is worth noting, though, that Wicked the novel is actually based off of The Wonderful Wizard of Oz, like the original kids book. So, did you get that? This is a musical movie based off a musical play, based off of an adult book, based off of a kids book. And so, looking at the source material, I honestly think it makes this poster even worse. The original Broadway play poster does such a good job, in my opinion, of like simplicity. I really, really love this from an artistic perspective because it's basically taken the themes of the story and boiled it down into to 3 colors. 4 when you count that mischievous red lip. By comparison, this poster is just doing too much, honestly. I get it. These are real people. You got to do a bit more, but I just feel like it lost something. The vibe here is way more mysterious and intriguing. Like, honestly, this is what made me care about Wicked at all. What does Glinda know? Why is Elphaba obscured in the shadows? The whole poster has the vibe of like a secret that you're gonna get in on if you watch the play. I think it's pretty genius, honestly. Sorry, try as I might, I can never shed my artistic roots. I'm just such a nerd when it comes to illustration. And so, like many nerds, I just found this to be incredibly disappointing. And so a dedicated fan of the musical edited it into this. And I think this does a much better job of capturing the original. Now, one thing I would like to point out, I actually saw this edit before Cynthia did. It was making the rounds on the internet because people were like, wow, what a small change. And yet it somehow does such a better job of capturing the original mysterious vibe. I don't think I saw a single person say that they prefer the original. And I would have to agree. This one honestly just works a lot better for me. You have the obvious fact that this was made by a random person on Twitter and it's based off of an edited photo. So no, it doesn't look professional. But nevertheless, I just thought, hey, this is pretty cool. And so did Instagram user Wicked Mexico Fans, who took the edited version from the person who created it and put it on their Instagram fan page. They tagged Cynthia and Ariana, and that's how we found out that Cynthia Erivo does not think that this image is cool. So on her Instagram page with over 1 million followers, she reposts this image while linking to Wicked Mexico Fans account, and she says this. This is the wildest, most offensive thing I have seen. Equal to that awful AI of us fighting, equal to the people posing the question, is your redacted green? None of this is funny. None of it is cute. It degrades me. It degrades us. Okay, hold on. There's a bit more, but I think I have to stop for a second. Can we please do a line-by-line breakdown before I actually lose my mind here? When I first read this, I don't even think my brain was able to process the first sentence. Like, Cynthia, help me out here. With all of the things that are happening in the world right now, all of the privilege you have to not be privy to the things that are happening in the world right now, the wildest, most offensive thing you've seen is a movie poster edit. I guess if it's one thing she learned on Broadway, it's how to set the stage, because this really casts the rest of this message in the wildest light possible. I would actually go a step further to argue this is offensive. I think it's offensive to say that this is the most offensive thing you've seen. The Hollywood actors are not about to beat the out-of-touch allegations today, because what do you mean? Anyway, moving on. She tries to immediately equate it to that awful AI of us fighting, as well as people asking invasive questions about her body. Literally using the word equal in this case to try to paint all 3 of these things as the same. I just find that so damaging, because you are putting the person who made this fan edit in the worst possible position, taking 2 things that are completely indefensible, right? I can never sit here and say, yeah, no, it's totally okay to AI generate images of 2 actresses attacking each other. It's totally fine to ask questions that make people uncomfortable and violate their privacy. It's such a bizarrely oppositional stance to take, to put someone in a position where they have to say, wait, I'm not doing those things, basically implying that whoever made this would be okay with these other 2 things is insane to me. I personally think if they had AI generated an image and then said, yeah, I think this is better, that would be offensive in its own way. You're taking someone else's artwork, using a machine that's using a bunch of other people's artwork, and then claiming it did a better job than human beings. Sure, I would love to have this discussion, but I feel like I shouldn't even have to point out this isn't AI generated. In fact, funnily enough, the original image kind of does look AI generated, but these are just photoshopped. It's very clear to me Gen AI had nothing to do with this. The sky in the background is the same. They just changed the colors. The hat was just moved and darkened. I mean, you can even see it's a fan job, right? You've got these like harsh lines right here where they changed Ariana Grande's arm. So I make this distinction to say, even though I shouldn't have to, I don't support the 2 things she mentioned at all. I'm merely pointing out that one of these things is not like the other. Anyway, as far as her assertion that it's not funny or cute and it's degrading, again, it's this weird doublespeak thing where half of what she's saying is true, but the poster is obviously not intended to be funny. And it's most certainly not intended to degrade anybody. Like, I just don't understand how you can get this from that. I would like to point out, by the way, though, intent doesn't actually really matter too much when it comes to things that are offensive, because a lot of offensive content comes from people who are not trying to be awful. If I could use myself as an example, there are things that are just memes that I thought were funny. They were introduced to me in a context in which it was not problematic. And so then I go on to repeat them. I'm then informed, hey, this is actually problematic. And I'm like, oh, whoa, buddy. So I wouldn't even actually say just because they weren't trying to degrade you, that means you shouldn't feel degraded by this. I'm just saying, how in the actual world is this degrading? I guess she's going to witch-splain it to us. This is a stupid joke because she plays the Wicked. Sorry, it didn't work, but let's just move on. The original poster is an illustration, all caps. I am a real-life human being who chose to look right down the barrel of the camera to you. Usually, I don't think pointing out grammatical errors is helpful at all, but what this really indicates to me is that this was fired off without so much as double checking it, which is maybe not something you want to do while accusing someone of creating the most offensive thing you have ever seen. Anyways, she chose to look right down the barrel of the camera to me, the viewer, because without words, we communicate with our eyes. I'm sorry, the way she's talking to everybody as if they're actually school children is sending me. Why is illustration in all caps? Without words, we communicate with our eyes. She really thought she ate with that. She really thought she ate with that. I feel like all she's missing under here, she should have just written mic drop. But you know what? Let's go ahead and put that theory to the test, because frankly, I think I was being a little too nice about the original poster. Let's go ahead and see what's being communicated via the eyes here. It's giving hostage situation. It looks like Ariana Grande is telling Cynthia the most unfunny joke she's ever heard in her entire life. And Cynthia is just begging, pleading, please make this woman go away. Please, for the love of God. She keeps singing whistle notes into my ear. Save me, save me. That's what was being communicated to my eyes, personally. In fact, I wasn't the only one who picked up on this she looks traumatized vibe. The poster got turned into a meme because she fully looks like she's going through it. And here is the absolute craziest part about this image right here. Cynthia reposted that and had no problem with it. She fully put this on her Instagram and reposted it a few days before all of this. And so obviously this meme is intended to be funny, but what gets me is like, this could just as easily be considered offensive. The original image is not funny. It's a depiction of PTSD being accrued in real time. I don't believe the meme was intended to mock soldiers experiencing PTSD, which is probably why Cynthia Erivo saw nothing wrong with this. But how in the world did this cross the line for her when that did not? It's to the point where I'm almost like, is she trolling? Is she trolling right now? Is this just movie promo? But then the thing is, if that's the case, this is completely indefensible. You've tagged this tiny account and put them on your Instagram page, opening them up to get a bunch of hate, which we're gonna look at in a second. So if she's not being serious, this is actually incredibly nasty behavior to accuse people of doing this awful stuff. But if she is being serious, then I am just so very confused. What lines is Cynthia drawing? What is the difference? I guess she tries to break it down for us at the end here. Our poster is an homage, not an invitation. To edit my face and hide my eyes is to erase me, and that is just deeply hurtful. And so that, I suppose, is the crux of Cynthia's argument here. She has been erased. What really is bothersome about this is that the things she's complaining about does happen. Zendaya happened to as a teenager, had to call out a fashion magazine, and look at what they did. This is insane. So this is her on the right, and they have quite literally erased her, tried to make her look like twice as thin for absolutely no reason. But then again, there is a reason. We deal with Eurocentric beauty standards. Being thin, having small features, all of these things are prioritized. And so people like Cynthia Erivo often wind up getting manipulated in the fashion industry as people try to take their beauty and shape it into something they're not. Quite literally erasing them. And so I'm not going to sit here and be obtuse and act like I have no idea what she could possibly be referring to. I'm just going to sit here and point out it didn't happen. Her features were not changed. They were not erased. Nothing about the structure of her face was altered. They gave her a smile to more closely match the original poster, but she still has the same lips. She has the same nose. Chin, like, if she really just means that by covering her eyes, they have erased her, then at that point, I truly feel like a touching of grass is in order. There's literally just no precedent for this to be offensive. It's not a hate symbol. It's not like a code. It's not a dog whistle for like covering someone's eyes. You have said something about them, tried to erase them. It's to match the gosh darn illustration. And I get Cynthia's point about how I'm not an illustration, but they just did not change her face to look closer to the original. I kind of hate the verbiage of they edited my face because she's really stretching the definition there to make it seem malicious and disgusting. The edit was literally a shadow. Also, can I point out the obvious and say that Ariana Grande got her face obscured as well? Like in the original, most of her face is visible, but in the redo, she too has been obscured for the mystery angle, presenting this as if we were robbed of something, I think is what's really sending me. It comes across as bullying to me. It comes across as like, I didn't like what I saw, and so I am going to direct my attention to this small account who posted it and give a reason for why it's bad, even though that reason isn't actually real, and then let the nonsense ensue. And nonsense ensued. This is very distasteful. Y'all don't go around changing white people's features on posters. It was fine as is. Again, the only feature one could conceive of as being changed is her smile. Her lips did not get any bigger. They did not change shape. It just looks an awful lot like Cynthia Erivo smiling is giving low-key racist. I feel like the people reacting to this are just taking Cynthia's edited my face verbiage at face value. And that's why this feels so weirdly malicious to me. It just feels like a false accusation, but it's not. It's so tricky because technically they did edit her face. This unsettles me, to be honest. This is an unsettling story. I don't like sitting around and pointing out an example of someone implying that something is racist and saying, no, it's not. And there's no way that this could be considered such. But I do think it's important to do in cases like this to defend people. I don't know where the original person is who made that fan edit, but not to be dramatic, I hope they're okay. If I was just a musical fan trying to do something cool for my other musical fans, and someone else posted my image somewhere, leading to me getting called out by the lead actress of like the most important musical event since Joker 2, Fully I Do, I would be so, I wouldn't know how to feel. By the way, I'm on the post right now, and you want examples of wild offensive things? Here you go, fam. Is she out of her monkey mind? Ariana's face is hidden too. What really sends me is like, this is so common. I don't have to tell you that anytime you've got a woman of color playing a lead, a very specific portion of the internet, the anti-woke, anti-DEI crowd who is always happy to jump up and try to put people in their place, they are always saying just the nastiest, most racist stuff. And so I don't doubt that Cynthia has actually seen a lot of really awful things that we honestly can't even imagine. I am nowhere near famous, and I am completely unsurprised by this monkey comment because it's not unlike things I see on a very regular basis. So in a weird way, if I like try to wrap my head around where Cynthia could be coming from, I truly understand seeing just the most heinous stuff day in and day out, people just posting it publicly because they don't care, and then finally hitting your point and saying, yeah, you know what, I'm calling this out, because I would like to point out two of the things she was complaining about were a big deal. Again, those invasive questions, the AI stuff, taking her likeness and doing really awful stuff with it. That's all real, and there's no way she can experience that without getting emotional. But you're still responsible for yourself at the end of the day. It's just that simple. I can't sit here and defend her against this. She's causing the people who are reposting hate, harmless fan edit, to receive hate online, and that's just, it was completely unnecessary. They don't deserve it, and she's wrong for that. I have to say it. Anyway, she then reposted the original and said, let me put this right here to remind you and to cleanse your palate. And I'm gonna be honest with you, dog. I'm gonna hold your hand when I say this. It still doesn't look that great. It really doesn't. But yeah, obviously there was a lot of discourse online with the vast majority of people saying she overreacted. And I think a lot of people were kind of defending her, or even just pointing out they understand where she was coming from, because I saw a lot of implication that like Cynthia Erivo is experiencing absolutely nothing. There's literally no racism in existence that she has ever experienced, and that's why she had to make up something to react to. That's not true. That's false. So I'm not going to spread that in my video. I've shown you people being racist right there on Instagram. That being said, it's just a classic case of multiple things being true at once. Wicked Fans Mexico, the fan account that she tagged, they posted on their story and they said, it's not, you know, my poster. I found it on Twitter, but I still liked how they did this. It's cute. I'm not belittling the original poster or Cynthia. She is a cute and talented person. I'm sorry if this gave you a hard time. This is just a fan edit. They then said there's been a bit of talk on social media about what happened with my post, and I was close to deleting it to avoid a negative impact on Wicked's publicity simply because I'm very excited about this release and because they're coming to Mexico City. And that's exactly why I wanted to be part of the dynamic. I'm sorry, this sucks. Cynthia has literally singled out the most hyper excited fans and called them racist, basically. Accused them of promoting the most offensive things in existence. There's just no excuse to being that short-sighted. Anyway, they go on to say, I would like to stop the hate I'm receiving from some fans because I'm receiving messages insulting me and wishing me the worst. There are even those who have taken the time to find my home address. I simply ask that you please stop taking negative actions in the face of a misunderstanding. There's just a lot of callousness that I think is running through Cynthia Erivo's actions here. Callousness towards the plight of literally everybody in the entire world who are going through much wilder, more offensive things than she is. Being callous towards the people who made the poster, the fans who are reposting it, and then you've got it spreading all over the mainstream news. NBC, CNN, Variety. Like, this is an absurd amount of attention that Cynthia has called to somebody who at the end of the day did not do anything wrong. It's a complete misuse of power, in my opinion, and I hate to see it. And so it's really important to me to say at the end of this video, whenever Hollywood actresses do things that people don't like, people go so far out of their way to discredit them, react disproportionately, basically act like these women are the worst person in the history of the world because they annoyed you. It's pure misogyny, and there's often a lot of racism involved, etc. So I would just like to reestablish, this is coming from somebody who understands Cynthia's plight, or at least tries to. I am saying this is totally messed up and unfair to the people she's criticized. You don't have to erase, I guess, all of the actual problems Cynthia's going to in order to call her out. I just don't think those problems are relevant to the fact that what she's done is wrong. And also, if I could stir the pot a little, I feel like probably everybody in the production of the original poster is probably low-key offended because someone on Twitter managed to do a better job in most likely 10 minutes. But anyway, this is already a highly edited photo of Cynthia Erivo's face. Even with the green makeup, I know darn well she does not look exactly like this. And so holding these people to a different standard because they edited it in a slightly different direction as a cool nod to the poster you were already referencing is a no from me, dog. But anyway, that's my take on the situation. Dave's take is that both of the posters are offensive, and he will be boycotting the Wicked movie because, again, the book goes so much harder. But I'm, of course, excited to hear your take. I mean, this is the part of the video where a layman would ask you to subscribe, like the video, and leave a comment, but I will ask you to enroll, evaluate the video, and submit your feedback. Because I'm, of course, running a 100% completely, totally, all the way, okay, maybe not really, somewhat unaccredited university. Probably. Just ask anybody in the student body and they'll confirm it for you. We're totally legit. And as for me, whether you'll see me in 24 hours or 24 months is honestly anyone's guess. But until then, thanks for watching. Your homework for today is to see if you can make it all the way to the end of the day without hearing anything else about Wicked, because that's what I'm going to try to do.
Let's watch as we go my plans moving forward.
Guys, I wanted to talk to you all about what my reason was for getting suspended on Twitch and also what my plans are going forward. And the first thing I want to start off with is something that I know it might sound a little bit insincere because of how ridiculous this is, but I really mean it. And if you listen to the whole video, I hope you can see why. Everybody who's come and spoken out and talked to me and said stuff about me, you know, aside from the, oh, you should kill yourself or something like that, I want to say that I really appreciate it. And I think this has been something that's a long time coming. And I actually think that this is something that not only I deserve, but it's also something that I needed. And I want to talk about what the reason for that is, but I want to start off and just make sure that that's actually very clear.
You want to know something controversial that I'm going to say that everyone's going to get mad at me about? I don't think this is specifically because he got yelled at and he got banned. I do legitimately think he's a very weird guy, okay? Asmongold is a very weird guy. I don't think he's being insincere when he says, like, I have changed my mind on this. We'll see. Only time will tell. And this doesn't mean that his mind has changed on like LGBTQ representation in video games or any number of different like right-wing things that he says on a regular basis. But on this hyper-specific note, he might actually have a different perspective. Only time will tell, but let's continue.
So a couple of days ago, I made some comments about Palestine and also about Hamas and, you know, some just general, you know, basically opinions that were trivializing the genocide that's happening there. And I don't really want to like mince words or like try to like, oh, I wasn't justifying or, you know, promoting it. I said something about it that was disgusting. I said that I didn't care about
he admits to the genocide. Yeah, that's the reason why I'm saying it's like a very weird opinion that he had that he said over and over again, while he also simultaneously does recognize what Israel is doing. It's just weird, man. It's incomprehensible. It's indecipherable.
I mean,
okay?
it is also like he went like more than overboard. You know what I mean? Like it's like I'm sure that like the back channel stuff that he's been getting has been like really substantial. And yeah, I mean, I don't think any of this is insincere in the same way that like when you touch a hot stove, you insincerely scream "ow," even though you know maybe you knew it was hot. Just a pretty easy to see consequence coming from this.
I think he's dialed in on Reddit a little. Like this is. I think this is when you read it too hard. I don't know. Anyway, let's keep going.
Innocent people getting killed by another force, by anything. And I think that that's a horrible, disgusting, mean-spirited thing to say.
The comments about you on his subreddit in here, they don't like me. What do you mean? Dog, virtually every single person, if you're of one mind, when you see like LGBT representation in media, and you get upset about it, outflanking Asmongold in many instances, or having the same opinion that he does on a lot of these issues, you are not going to like me. There's nothing I can do about it. There's a lot of people that are not exactly fond of my worldview and the things that I actually represent. Hassan says the most unhinged stuff on... What the f... Why is this the first comment? Bro, what? Okay, that's weird, dog. He is a... apology video for 20 minutes and the first comment is Hassan with a double S. Says the most honest stuff on Twitch but never gets banned. First of all, I have been banned.
That's good, man.
I have been banned. I've been banned more times than Asmongold. The fuck are you talking about? I got banned for saying racial slurs. Crap was the racial slur that I said and I got banned for it. Did you know that?
I think I did, actually. Of course I did, yeah. Their comment was, a clean the room stream would be the most viewed thing of all time.
I mean, that is true. I mean, he has done that before, I think.
And I think that my problem and my fault here was that I was making a criticism of religious extremism, and I made no effort. And I feel like almost I've rewatched the clip, right, or a number of the clips, and it's like I've almost made an effort not to draw a distinction between the two things. I think that a lot of us here can easily say that we're against religious extremism. And I am, but whenever I categorize everybody in the area as this like group, then I'm
the Bill Maher comparison really is kind of apt. Because like he's basically saying like I didn't do the Bill Maher exception.
Yeah,
I didn't say
I think that's what
religious extremists.
No, I think that is literally the problem. He Reddited too hard, and I think he went Reddit on main, and people were like, yeah, "What are you doing?"
You just it's not good.
Yeah, we'll do that in a second. And the reality of the matter is, there's like a permissible. I always talk about permissible bigotry. There's a level of permissible bigotry, especially when it comes to Muslims, especially when it comes to Arabs, that you can get away with. The problem, however, is, if you go beyond that, people are going to be like, ugh. Even people who agree with you are going to be like, ugh, that's a bridge too far. And I think that's the mistake that he made. He like repeated Reddit stuff, and Reddit is insane about this kind of thing. And Bill Maher, on the other hand, never takes it to that degree where he doesn't like openly say these are all barbaric monsters.
At it from like not just like Reddit atheism, but like he's the guy who made like religion like 20 years ago or whatever. Like he's been beating this fucking Israel. He's been beating this damn drum for many years. And so he kind of has, I think, just a more refined sense from years of practice on Club Random. You know, craft years with the blade. He knows how to wield it.
I mean, a lot of the space that those guys occupy, like the new atheists that they occupy, is basically just like giving a permission structure to liberals to also be like gross, disgusting monstrous pieces of shit about Muslims in general. It's a way to like intellectualize bigotry.
Yeah. I think this has been going on now for like 2 years. I think that I've been slowly devolving into the most mean-spirited, I don't really even know what the word is for it. Just like the most mean-spirited, rude, like nasty, like just callous, psychopathic version of myself. I think that I've been devolving into this. And a lot of my
sorry, that's like the funniest thing to say
not
with like
bad.
that.
I mean,
well, no,
it's
just
good
like no, but it's so
self-awareness.
funny to say that like in that room.
I know, but it's a decent amount of self-awareness. I think
Friends
I
have
like
told
it.
me this.
I don't disagree with the
maybe just
sentiment. It's just the comedy of it is like
I know
a little
my
much.
tolerance for seeing this
It's like
is so much worse than yours.
I wanna like look past it, but I kind of can't.
My dad has told me this. He said, you've got to chill out. You've got to calm down. I've been like, oh, that old man doesn't know what he's talking about. And I've finally had some
Oh, Asmin's dad is a fan of mine, by the way.
Really?
Yeah.
I can't believe it. I called and I heard some voice in the background. I assumed my dad was watching my stream. He was watching his son. He was watching his son.
And apparently they like duke it out all the time on politics. So that's like an interesting dynamic.
Accountability for that.
Rock on.
And thank God. I look back.
Also, I'm sorry. This is, and this Space Ace is correct. This is exactly how Karl Marx lived. We know this because
there are a couple really
the
big
spying agencies were in utter shock at the filth that he lived
the thing
in.
to remember is that like one, it was the 1800s.
Okay.
Like pasteurization was like, you know, like a concept then, like they were still working on it. And the other thing is that, you know, he was a social dude. Like he went, like, that was always the, you know, part of why I gave him a pass on that was that like he was having like drinking parties and carousing with other people and what have you. And so like, yeah, he lived like that, but it's because he was out doing stuff, not like, you know, like he wasn't
piping. He was, yeah, him and
Jenny.
Him and Engels.
Oh, him and Engels out on the town.
At some of the things that I've said and done over the past 2 years. And I don't think that I've been wrong about everything, obviously, right? But there have been ways that I've communicated and ways that I've acted that are indefensible. And I think it's, looking back on it, it's just disgusting. And it's something that when you get lost in the sauce and you get fixated around like listening and reading feedback and, you know, just getting hyper fixated, this is like your entire life, you lose a perspective on reality, and you lose a perspective on the world. And I think that perspective was brought into perspective yesterday and the day before when I was making comments like this, and I feel so stupid. It's crazy. So I'm getting all these people making negative comments for me. Everybody is telling me like, oh, go kill yourself, I hate you, everything like this.
Yeah. When was it? Someone, Lil Bear, you gotta find this clip. The first time I said Asmin's not gonna like doing political commentary streaming. And it wasn't, the first time I ever said it was during the Johnny Depp stuff, but that wasn't when he fully became a political commentary streamer. He started doing political commentary streaming this past year, and I said he is not going to enjoy this at all. You have to have either full-blown sociopathic tendencies, or at least like genuinely believe the cause that you are advocating for to stick it out for this long, or just have like nothing else going on. And for Asmongold, he has something else going on. Like he could just play WoW and just I don't know, play video games and talk about like some of the cultural stuff in video games from a right-wing culture war perspective. But like the moment that he starts leaning in to like straightforward political commentary, watching like an RFK speech or something and calling him based or whatever, that's when you have fully drop yourself into a treacherous space, a very awful space. You liked it, you are wrong. I feel like you're literally saying I've become a psychopathic version of myself that I do not like for the past 4 minutes. I feel maybe I'm wrong, but overall, I always look at a situation like this and think to myself, like, what do you stand to gain from apologizing versus what do you, especially if you're such a primed right-wing audience?
Oh my God.
You don't stand to gain anything from apologizing, really. You stand to gain, you stand to benefit from doubling down and just like making.
Especially in today's environment. Double down, ignore, move on, switch to the next thing. Every incentive is there. I mean, it's if anything, it's okay.
Let's continue.
Do you know who reached out to me? And they wanted to talk and have a conversation and see if I was okay. It's people that were Islamic and people that were and how humiliating is that? How absolutely humiliating is that? And these were the people I was trying to say were bad. And I feel like such a stupid asshole. I really do. I've always been a, I guess like I've always been kind of like an atheist. And even as a young kid, I was raised Roman Catholic and I was always very defiant towards it. And I've always...
Yeah, when he said Islamic, he's not saying, like, he's trying, he means well.
Said a negative
he's trying to be fucking weird
and I've
and
also had a negative opinion of religious cultures. And I think that really... I think that opinion is definitely shaped by the media that I've created, and the media I've created for myself, and then also just the media that exists, the media that I've chose to seek out as well. And I think that media has allowed me to have certain predispositions and certain biases that the truth is that don't have any sort of relation to what my own real life has been experienced, or what my own real life experience has been, excuse me. And so I've been spending a lot of time talking to those people, and I've seen people like fans of mine, like I had viewers messaging me on Discord, like, why are you saying this? Like, do you want to talk? Do you want to, like, I'm willing to talk to you, and like, let's try to work this out, right? We love you. And I scrolled up on their messages, and these are people who messaged me in like 2016, 2018, I love your content, I wish you, I love you, right? And now they get to do this from me. And I just feel like such a stupid, belligerent fucking asshole. I really do. And I'm sorry. I really am. I think that it's extremely fair to criticize religious extremism. And I think that it's extremely unfair to categorize everybody in part of that group as religious extremists. I think it is. I'm really sorry for that. I've just been a dick. And it's weird because yesterday I woke up and I didn't know if I was going to get suspended or not, and I had planned on streaming
heartfelt apology.
And,
I mean, he's doing that thing where he's
technical.
slicing it so that it's about the religious extremist or not. But like he talked about like fans messaging him, people who've been streamers, people watching his stream for like 8 years ago, who are now like, why would you say this? Why would you do that, etc. And I mean, it's it's like I'm curious to see where he goes.
I'm not surprised by this, but I wonder if, like, for the uninitiated, they might be surprised by it. But also beyond that, I do think that there will be still a ton of people who, of course, understandably say, oh, he's doing this to save face, or understandably say, oh, he's just like, he's not being sincere, or understandably say, I still don't accept it because what he said was unconscionable. I've seen, like, children in plastic bags, like their destroyed bodies, their mutilated bodies being shoved into plastic bags with their parents. Like, when you see that every fucking day for the past 12 months, like, it changes your perception a little bit when you hear someone reiterate the same exact indifference that people have to that kind of thing, or even, dare I say, champion it. It's gonna happen no matter what. The problem that a lot of people, I think, don't recognize, like when commentators, people that do commentary or people that are influencers don't understand, is that, like, that's gonna happen. You just have to stay true to your perspective regardless. You have to be unshakable and unflinching in your framework. If you think that you fucked up, it's always good to try to understand and empathize with why people are yelling at you in that moment, and maybe try to figure out, like, what you may have done wrong. And I think he's doing that here, so we'll see. Once again, only time will tell. Only time will tell. But this is it's interesting because like his audience has he's an iDubbbz phenomenon here. Like when iDubbbz came out and apologized, that was like very heartfelt. Took years for him to get to this point, but ultimately, I think his audience is not going to respond to this kindly. They will not.
Is his audience that right wing now?
What?
Is like his audience that right wing now? Because I do know
his subreddit is so bad, bro. His subreddit, like, there are just straight up 4chan, 8chan takes and mainlining it.
You know what I blame? I blame Blizzard. They need more content. Get this man back to wowing.
Yeah, that's what they. This is Blizzard's fault. Let's continue.
This is going to be kind of the second part, by the way, of the video. Comments that I made were pretty much about religious extremism. I think it's bad, but I've categorized a lot of people in that way. That was unfair. It's wrong for me to have done that. I said something that was bad. I should not have said that. I should have chosen my words more carefully. I didn't do that. I doubled down on it. I shouldn't have. I'm sorry. That's pretty much. I was a f***ing asshole. I was a piece of shit. I'm sorry. I don't know what else to say. And so, actually, I do know what else to say. I don't like making apologies because I think words don't matter. But I do think changed actions and changed behaviors do. And so you can take my apology and still put better content. And if you're not seeing me, hopefully this time I won't be stupid enough to ignore it.
Is that water?
That's pretty so man.
No, it's
that
probably
was
not.
like the worst. That was like, remember the Marco Rubio water? Do you remember that? He delivered the response to the State of the Union. He's like in the middle of, he's like, because this was like a more innocent time, that became the news cycle.
In the short time that I've been here in Washington, nothing has frustrated me more than false choices like the one president. The choice isn't just between big government or big business.
That was a news cycle. That's what used to pass for a news cycle.
Yeah. It's times have changed.
For the past, I would say 10 years or so, if you look at my life like this, I would have said 10 years ago or maybe 8 years ago, streaming was like this, right? YouTube was like this. And now I would say that my life and streaming are basically the exact same size. And what I mean by that is that streaming is my entire life. Doing this is my entire existence. And I think that the process of that has been extremely unhealthy for me. And I
take a break. Us chuds will be here waiting for you to make streaming great again. Don't worry. I'll react to DEI equals die gaming video first day back to stream. Thank God. I hope this side of you never change. All right. I'll look at what his statement on Reddit was. Okay. But
I think that what it's done is that it's allowed me to become such a one-dimensional person that
thank God he's going to keep doing the DEI stuff, though, because I was a little worried. That's my favorite content.
He's pro DEI, right?
Yeah. He wants.
I think that ever since I started OTK and I got involved with that, and then we had other Starforge and Mad Mushroom and Mythic and everything, honestly, it's been too much fun. And
Muslim revert arc incoming. Yeah, he's going to say the Shahada.
Yo, that would be awesome.
Yeah. He's gonna do he's going to the Hajj, dude. He's going to visit the Kaaba, and he's reverting to Islam. Brother Asman, he will see Jannah.
There have been things that I've done that are positive as well, but I think that one thing this thing has taught me is
from Asman Gold to Osman Gold.
Everything about my life is basically. And I'm going to take a step back from all of that. I'm going to step away from my leadership position and OTK and Starforge and everything. I want to, and they're fine with that. They respect that, and I want to do this. And I want to do this not only for them, but mainly for myself, so I can be a better version of myself for everyone.
He really has two
and
paths.
I want to apologize
Convert
to all you
to
guys,
Islam
my
or
viewers.
the Jordan Peterson thing.
When you enter this field with very obvious political perspective, you automatically are going to have people not be charitable to you. And sometimes you're going to say things that don't deserve any charitability anyway. And he did say something that went above and beyond. And when you do that, it is is going to inevitably start eating away at your consciousness. I see myself as someone who always tries to balance themselves out by like hanging out with normal people, going outside. A practice that some of my haters have considered brown facing. Did you see that one? This is really funny. Dude, look at if you want to understand the mentality of like,
I think Fareed has been trying to make himself browner for his audience, performing brown face through lighting or filters. Turkish people are always brown to me. I'll let you know. You'll always have
I say I'm white. I consider myself to be white, and I think part of that is because like as a socio-political construct, like growing up in Turkey as a Turkish man, there was no like I was not a part of like an out group, you know what I mean?
Also, like America is like one of the countries where like race is like so publicly constructed along the color line. You know, like it's a pretty like it's which is why people are going insane.
But this is like pretty funny that this guy basically was just like, I don't know what it looks like when someone goes outside. Like only this is like an admission.
I've spent a long time growing up. The time I did, I was an r/atheism enjoyer. I have a very negative opinion of a lot of religions. I've had the experience firsthand of the negative effects of Christianity and the way that I view them. And I've always read a lot of very bad things about Islam. And I've made a lot of
always read a lot of very bad things
I've talked to a lot of people about it. I've heard a lot about it, and I've been like watching things about it, and I've been like hearing people telling me this is the way it is, but I've never seen it. And I actually think that after all this, I think towards the end of next year, I'll call that one.
I'm happy to call that shot.
Wait, he is.
At least I see it for myself.
He's good.
I want to.
Bro, he's reverting, dude. Shia Islam, though. Okay, not I'm Sunni. As a Sunni, I'm saying this. Okay,
you gotta buck the winning team, dog. Go Shia.
You gotta go Shia. Okay, you gotta go Shia Islam. Yeah, it's just like that's the way. That's
from a historical perspective, right? I would love to go to Istanbul in Turkey.
Oh, he's getting a hair transplant.
When I went there last time,
I can't go, but but hey, listen, I tell everybody you definitely go to
I mean, I'm already visualizing it.
He's gonna go Turkish hairline. Oh my God, Osman Gold.
Osman Gold Lion. Wow.
No ulterior motive there at all. But
he's held his head. He is. He's doing it.
I'd love to visit places like Saudi Arabia and Dubai and any of the other places. I mean, the truth is that, and this is the worst thing about what I said. Some of the places.
Yeah, bro. If you go to Saudi Arabia and be like, I was right, actually. Everything I said about Islam.
He goes to Dubai and he sees like 50 million slaves imported from Southeast Asia.
They have slavery. What is happening? There's other places you can go to, man.
Cairo also not such a happy place, but it's like lots of Muslim people who live there are not, Wahhabis.
Yeah, dude. He's gonna, oh my God, he's gonna revert to Islam, and then he's gonna have to wash his like 4 times a day, dude. This is literally the perfect religion. It's the perfect religion for him. It's the perfect religion for him.
I think I'm with this.
Oh, Osman Altın.
I'm going to try to clean up part of my house. I'm going to try to do this, and I'm not going to hire a cleaner. As I said, I view this as a penance, and I think I need to do this for myself. I need to take accountability for bad things and for letting my life get this out of control. And I don't need to get out of jail free card.
Meaning words.
So I need to do that for myself.
I mean, if I wanted to stand
for my own
watching
closure
this,
as well.
and I'm not somebody who's like bought in on all the atheism